there will be major spoilers for all things Soul King that will be coming up here. That will either interest you and you'll want to listen on, or maybe bow out. Let's go with a quote. So this is the Ryoki, which is the Soul King. And it says, I understand how you feel, your majesty. What are you talking about, Hashwolf? I'm not feeling a shred of emotion from looking at this decaying grave. Welcome back to Bleach Boys, Can't Fear Your World, Volume 3. The last of the novels, the precipice, the climax. I ran out of words real quick.
I don't know what'd you say in this
As
trilogy.
always, we're back. We're doing the first half of Can't Fear Your Own World. So we finished chapter 22, which is where you get a lot of meat and potatoes. Let me tell you that a lot of the really juicy shit comes in that last chapter. So bear with us as we get there. As always, Jose, Pythes, how you guys doing?
Good. I survived.
They fixed my back pain.
Man, okay,
there we go.
Good additions
All
on
around.
both fronts. This is great. Love that. Let's hop into the interlude. We'll just go from there. Basically, oh, by the way, I'm on a laptop this time because I can't find my iPad. So, whoops. So it kicks off with actually not. I feel like the past few books have started with a Aizen Tosen theme. Yeah. Now we're going right into a just Hikone, Hikone hanging out, basically saying how he is every kind of soul that you can think of.
It's the origin of how he was puzzled together.
Ancient hollows, recently deceased Quincy's. They say even souls from miscarried fetuses from the
when they
world.
said that, I was like, how the
That's
fuck
where
do you
he gets his
that?
intellect from. That's where he gets his intellect from.
Indeed.
And they say normally this would really fuck someone up and you would not be able to stay whole. But thank God that he has this fragments of the Soul King that he's able to use, and because of that, he's able to maintain his.
He was
shape,
Powerpuff Girl created.
Mm-hmm. But I thought this part was very interesting. But due to how many souls that he has inside of him, it's very hard for him to decide what his morals are. It's hard for him to figure out what is his righteous, what is humanity. They say he has parts where slaughter's okay, other parts where slaughter's never okay, and it's just it would drive normal people mad. But the only thing that is basically honing all of this to go one direction is Tokinada. And the fact that Tokinada tells him to be a good king, and he is so driven by that to be a good king to Tokinada that he accepts it. Anything he says, it could be kill somebody. Oh yeah, that's good. It could be, hey, don't kill that person. That's right. That's what I was thinking. He just accepts that as
eat some dirt.
Yeah, that's what's correct. But they say, which I like this part a lot, unbeknownst to even Hikone, a unique Hikone-ness was beginning to form within Hikone, and he was developing his own self-awareness that would lead to a split in Hakone's fate. And however, at this point, irrelevant.
Right? Yeah. At this point, we haven't seen any of that.
So that is how the interlude ends right there, which I thought was very short, very sweet, very interesting. Where they just talk about, we mentioned, I think last time, talking about people going around stealing the swords.
Yeah.
They weren't just stealing the swords. They were stealing the recently deceased bodies as well. And they were just
how
creating
morbid
an amalgamation.
Is that? Do you think they just put them in a meat grinder?
Yeah. Well, I imagine in certain parts, Tokinada probably found people that were alive. And he's like, bleh. He's like, thank you. We'll just move on here. Yep. We'll add one more to the body chunk. No problem.
I got to say, that's the perfect explanation you need as to why Hikone is so loyal to Tokinada.
Yeah.
I would have taken the simple explanation of, well, he created him, so he's loyal. But Hikone doesn't know what to do with all the shit inside of him, so just listen to Tokinada.
Yeah, he's basically a version of Aura, where if Aura had 1,000 fucking minds inside of him, and it's like the only lighthouse that he can see is Tokinada. Yep. Tokinada is the only thing he can see, and he's just like, I'm gonna go towards that, and that's it.
Towards the light.
Exactly. So it's just more. I feel like I still, even when we read all these chapters, love Hikone. How can you?
I think it's fantastic.
They
are fantastic.
Just lovable.
Yeah,
just lovable.
What does he say? Yes, sir, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, indeedy.
Mm-hmm.
I just picture that in a cute little kid voice that can't be more than 11, 12 years old, being like, yes, sir, indeedy.
Yeah. All right, should we just roll right into chapter 19? That was pretty short.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one thing I want to say first. I need somebody to correct me, give me fact checks, because they have a quote at the beginning of all these books.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a quote that says, "That is why people have a name for walking the path of fear," and it's quoted from Aizen, and I have no fucking clue when he said that or who he said that to.
Okay, well, that's a good question. Let's see. What if maybe it comes up later? Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe you'll find out.
It's one of the rare they put the quotes at the start and then it's going to come back for a banger right at the end.
Like, I'm straight up. I'm like, does this come back later in the book, or is this from the manga and I just forgot?
Yeah. Hey, to be fair, Aizen does a lot of talking. He does a lot of talking.
Yeah. One more thing. The fuck that bitch Tokinada count will be going up drastically this episode. Just to keep-
I mean,
listen,
in this first chapter,
as
it goes up.
Tokinada defender here, he has still not done anything technically wrong. So if we were to uphold Tokinada in court, he has not done anything.
That's exactly what he wants you to think.
he's
Until
perfectly living
later.
in the morally gray area. I'm sorry. Do we in the Soul Society convict people for future crimes? Because
Yes.
What's that movie called?
Minority Report.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. We don't convict off of future crimes here. Okay.
Oh, he's done so much dirt.
Yeah, he's killing his
What
wife.
proof do you have, Pythes? Bring it to the table.
The chapter you are about to read.
All right, here we go. So, kicking it off strong, turns out Tokinada's marriage with the Tsunayashiro family, Takakyo, was totally orchestrated by the family for experimental purposes on people with special traits in their konpaku. In classic Tokinada fashion, totally okay marrying someone from the lower class. They're like, let's fuck over Tokinada. And he was like, sure, whatever. It's like, I'm down for this.
They said, fuck that guy.
And he is purely okay with it because it gives him an opportunity to make her absolutely despair. But Uno reverse card, Kakyo was way too kind for him, even to the point where he could not upset her, and he made Tokinada very upset by this, or she made Tokinada very upset by this. And it's mentioned that especially as she continued to grow in the Soul Reaper Academy, and there were talks about her becoming a student officer. He was upset. He was pissed.
Yeah.
He was like, this is bullshit. Her influence is rising. And he began to feel threatened. And so Tokinada was like, I gotta fuck this bitch up. Like, it's getting too crazy.
I like how you just summed up that whole bit into that.
Yeah.
And he's just getting upset the whole time.
Yeah. And then, wouldn't you know it, the perfect opportunity presented itself when one of his besties from the Soul Reaper Academy called him out in the middle of the night. It was like, Tokinada, I'm going to fuck you up. And it happened to be both a friend of Kakyo and Tokinada. And they're like, I know what you're doing. Come meet me in the middle of the night. We're going to have an old school samurai duel. It's going to be great. And of course, Kakyo, being the fucking loving wife she is, even though Tokinada is, he could be a better person.
She tried to change him.
She was like Marjorie in Game of Thrones for that's what she was trying to do here. And she appeared because she was concerned where her husband would have gone in the middle of the night. Totally normal concern.
Like a real woman.
So
wife.
She stepped in the middle of this duel that was happening to try to stop them. And Pythes, this I'm going to quote, that bitch Tokinada, saw this as the perfect opportunity to not only eliminate his Soul Reaper bestie, but also Kakyo at the same time. So he threw Kakyo at the Soul Reaper, slashed them both down at the same time. And it says, even as she lied dying, Kakyo did not look despaired at all. And she even apologized to Tokinada for not being able to clear the clouds away from him.
She was too good for him.
And Tokinada was fucking pissed. I think it says like he was basically yelling at her as she was dying, but he was kicking the best friend on the ground, and he was just screaming.
Dude, my only notes for that whole part, I fucking hate this guy.
Yeah. And so, of course, as we know, following the incident, the Tsunayashiro family obviously made up a story of that there was adultery and it was self-defense, because even though Tokinada is the lowest, it still looks bad on the family. And it says that the deception might have succeeded, and it might have honestly changed where Tokinada would end up had it not been for a certain Shunsui Kyoraku. A significant aristocrat's son brought forth a shred of evidence against him, and that fucked up the whole thing.
Fuck that guy.
Boy.
Yeah.
So that whole thing about him killing his wife, that is fuck that bitch Tokinada number 11.
There you go. There you go.
His attitude to his wife doing well turned him into a petty, jealous bitch.
Yeah, he was such a dick about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's such a narcissist. I wrote down the quote. At this rate, she would usurp everything. His very self would have rode away.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck?
So that's almost like, I feel like you could take that as Tokinada was so self-aware, and like his number one joy in the world, right, was like Joffrey. He loved torturing people. Loved torturing
Yes.
people. Loved fucking them up. And then this person came along, and it was almost like his aggression, like his torturing, loving side got defensive. She's like, yo, if I stay with this person for any longer, she's going to take that away. Like, she's going to fix me.
I don't want to be fixed.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was.
And just like any bad like fan fiction, no, she could not fix him.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah. So now we go back to the palace forefront back in the Kyogoku, and Kyoraku, which sounds very similar now, I'm saying them back to back. They have arrived beneath the enormous floating castle, which he remarks was likely built using a similar technique as the Ryokyu, the Squad Zero grounds. And he senses a very familiar spiritual pressure from inside the palace. And of course, he proceeds towards it. He's full on suspecting that Tokinada is just sitting there waiting for them. Wouldn't you fucking know it? No way. So before that, Kyoraku asks Kenpachi, like, hey, before you go ape shit, can I please talk to Tokinada for a second? And if they act correctly, they can kind of wiggle their way out of this being mutiny and killing somebody from the noble families. And Yoruichi is like, you know, if we are going to kill Tokinada, I kind of wish Byakuya would be the one that gets the chance to do it. Because she calls back to when they had the meeting in the secret underground lair that Tokinada shit-talked his wife to Byakuya's face.
Dick.
And they mentioned that Byakuya, although he remained super calm, super diligent, you know, like very professional, very noble.
Like usual
Yoruichi
Byakuya.
said that she could tell he was fucking pissed. And then this is when they write off both Byakuya and Hisagi, that they're off investigating Ichigo stuff.
Yeah,
So,
they have to get rid of the rest of the gang in order for all of that to happen.
Which I do like. Aside from Kenpachi and Ikaku and Yumachika, they have pretty much sidelined most of the characters we've seen for like 90% of the show.
Yeah, all the side.
Yeah, which
regulars.
I like.
Yeah,
I like. And this is not a spoiler, but 22 chapters in to Can't Fear Your Own World, I still do not like Shuhei any more than I did watching the show.
We'll get there.
I'm like, he's kind of growing on me a little bit more.
Not at all for me. Not a single bit. I'm 22 chapters in. Hisagi don't really feel anything for him.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what you have to say after you finish it.
All right. Okay. So go ahead. You got something?
I like the idea that Shunsui's like, let's try and wiggle our way out of this legally. Just in case.
He really thought it out, though, like how to entice him, the words, like the proper phrasing of things to say, instead of actually trying to go into straight combat with him. It was like, it's probably the smart move.
Well, it's so different because usually in Bleach there are no politics in the way. It's just bad guy in castle, go get him.
Yeah, and they talk about, I don't know if they bring, I think they bring this up in the next conversation. I don't know if I wrote it down, but Shunsui is like, hey, he was literally like, his job was to be the, you know, the surveillance team, basically. So like, what are the odds that he maybe has a camera in here? And if we fail, he has all of this footage of us attacking him and it's fucked.
Yeah. So he's like, we have to, let me talk. Let him cook.
Mm-hmm.
And then do your thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now they are at the point where they are confronting Tokinada. He steps out on his balcony from his fucking castle, and this is where Kyoraku tries to reason with him. You know, like, hey, what if you maybe didn't do what you're trying to do? And Tokinada initially, he's like, listen, let me explain. I got a great plan here. Great plan. He says he wants to create a world where people like Ichigo actually get the credit for the deeds that they've done, because he finds it so fucked up that Ichigo has, you know, saved the world,
countless times,
all of them,
yeah,
and nobody knows. Even the people of Soul Society have not been told the real deal. Which, side note, fair fucking point, honestly.
I mean, he's not wrong, but then we get Nell's.
Nell's like, you don't know Ichigo. You know, he wouldn't really want. But to be fair, that's a fair point so far, because like he does deserve some respect off of that.
He's just using that as his excuse.
Yeah. But you know, Tokinada being Tokinada, of course, his plan revolves revealing the existence of Konpaku, Soul Reapers, basically revealing the whole shindig to everybody, which he says straight up will lead to societal chaos, destruction. Everybody will start finding out like their beliefs weren't correct. Everybody will start acting on their own. Shunsui, I think, points out, is like, that would cause so much mayhem where you would have so many different things happening with people. Like, now they know where the line is. You know, like what line can they cross?
What makes you go to hell. I mean, fucking humans have all these weapons to annihilate everything.
Yeah, and he said he's so worried that it will turn into like this little pissing game, basically, where it's like, now they know what waits for them. Now they know what they can do. Now they know the rules.
I'm just gonna become a spirit.
Yeah, and people will speed run it to the end. He's like, he can't have that. And Kyoraku's like, you're purely doing this once again just to watch the world break for your own amusement. Like, you don't actually have a goal. And he just wants to see everybody in despair. Tokinada's like,
wants to watch the world burn.
Yeah, and Tokinada's like, yeah, you right. Like, you got me. And all the groups, it's so funny. There's because you got to remember, this ragtag group is Arankars, Quincy's, the zombies, fucking all the Soul Reapers. They're all there. And everybody is watching this and like trying to distance themselves from Tokinada. I think at one point they compare Tokinada to Loopy.
Yeah,
and Loopy's like, no.
He's like, hey, I am not that fucking crazy, guys.
And he's like, I like to destroy things, but not like that, guys. Come on. And like even Loopy was like, fuck that guy.
That page cracked me up.
Yeah,
just the dialogue that was happening, even with
so
Nell and Little Toto.
Yeah.
Or no, it's Grimmjow and Little Toto.
Yeah.
Is that Ichigo's girl or what? He's like, nah, Ichigo's girl's a lot more cheery than this one.
Yeah.
He's like, womanizer.
That goes onto another list of like Lil Toto dubs because she's just casually having a shipping conversation with Grimmjow of all people.
Yup.
Which goes to stay consistent, by the way, because she was also the only one to have a conversation with Grimmy.
Yeah, that's 100%
so once again,
true.
like the two scary people, she's just like, "What up?"
Hey,
like,
hey, you.
She also flew right up and had a conversation with Hikone in the last book.
True.
Yeah.
True. So it's consistent. She's awesome. So Tokinada, in rebuttal to this, he's like, even if this were true, let's say I'm this horrible guy, I'm trying to destroy the world just for fun. What is the crime that you, as the captain commander, the head captain, is coming here to me
What
today?
are you charging him with?
What have you done, me, a member of the four great noble houses? And Kyoraku says, normally that would be a good point, and I was really thinking, and I actually got the answer from Sanosuke. And he's like, I'm going to charge you for the crime of transferring a Soul Reaper's power to a human. And obviously referencing Hikone.
I love that.
And he says, normally it would be very hard to get that to stick to a noble house like that. But we've already seen it work on one noble house, referencing Rukia.
Yep.
I was like, damn, like that is crazy.
I straight up forgot that was what he used, and I was losing my shit when I read that chapter.
So
I was like,
good.
damn, he really hit him with his own shit.
Yeah. And Tokinada, he kind of knew this was coming. So he's like, well, because obviously he's seen everything. He has the cameras everywhere. He's like, well, I mean, if that's illegal, you guys all gave Ichigo his powers back when the Fullbring arc. Mm-hmm. And Kyoraku's like, well, actually, the head captain gave us special exceptions to do that. And I don't remember giving you that same exception. And like, damn. It's so good. And then at this point, Tokinada knows he lost the conversation. He's like, all right, I'm out on that one. They got me. Kudos. And so now he's going to try classic another Tokinada situation where he's going to just try and poke a prod. We'll see if we'll catch Shunsui off guard. He's like, well, what about your boy Shinji? Aren't you worried about how he's doing back there? He's like, a horde of monsters. And Kyoraku's like, he's an adult.
He's okay.
He can handle it. And Tokinada at this point steps forward. He's like, okay, all right, come on. He steps forward from the balcony, and the shadow of him on the balcony touches right at Kyoraku's feet. When, of course, Kyoraku goes right into the fucking shadow, appears right at Tokinada's feet with his blade drawn, which is baller.
I thought that was badass as fuck. So, Sam, Kyoraku?
I'm say it again. I'll say it again. I'll admit, he's really good in this novel.
Yeah,
he's really, really fucking
he's
good
a
in this
badass.
Novel. I would say the most improved for me, and the second person I'm going to say might be a little shocking because he's just so well loved. But for me, he was okay. He was a character. Shunsui, obviously, Kyoraku. He's done big improvements in my book. I think he's much better in Camp for Your Own World than most of the stuff that I remember from the manga. Mm-hmm. I think he has really good fucking banter. And Shinji. I think Shinji.
Shinji's a lot
such
funnier.
A well-loved character already. For me, he was like, yeah, it's Shinji. He kind of falls with the visors where he just gets roasted all the time. He is so relatable in this story and so fucking good where awesome. Shinji's had great moments in this.
Earlier on, what was it, like last video where he's like, shit, I don't want to get involved in this, but I kind of have to. Fuck me.
Yeah.
And I think he was the only one hanging out at Kakaku's house where he's like, why the fuck am I here? I should go.
Yeah. And so speaking of Shinji, we go back over to him, of course, after talking about him, and we see that he has just completely eradicated this horde of monsters. They're just all fucking gone. And of course, where we last saw him in the last novel, he just activated Tokinada's Bankai, and it basically, he's thinking about this power that he has. This is where we get, I think Python, you bring this up quite a bit, but we'll go through the whole thing. His Bankai, as we saw in the 1,000-Year Blood War anime, this is where it was first ever introduced in the Can't Fear World novel. It is, I will try to pronounce this, Sakashima, Yokoshima, Happa, Fusagari. I think that's close enough. And he says that it confounds the perception of friend and foe in the minds of his enemies. So basically, it causes them to turn on each other, but despite its strength, the Bankai has like huge drawbacks to it. As we've talked about a million times, it affects both allies and enemies. And so because of that, it's basically unusable in group battles, unusable in one-on-ones. And Shinji thinks back to 1,000 Blood War, how he got fucking roasted in the manga, okay? And he's like, if they had just invaded from outside of the walls, I could have really ended the whole fucking thing. It would have been just GG. But then he also thinks about, who's to say if someone like Yuha was there, he's not even sure that he could guarantee it would work. It would
affect them.
Especially because Aizen is already like bounced out of his Shikai one time. And that's when we get the famous line about his zanpakutō just being too contrary, because his Shikai is good for the strong opponents and his Bankai is good for the weak opponents.
Love Shinji.
And then we go, last bit of the chapter here, we go to Ora, Yukio, Ginjō. They're in the middle of about to be a fight out in the fucking desert on their own, because they snuck off. In case everybody's paying attention here, they snuck off and fucked away to wherever. And Ora explains that, like, listen, you guys are wasting your time trying to attack me. I'm impervious to physical attack, so come on. And she goes on to explain that I'm with Tokinada. Like, I'm not going to tell you what the fuck my goal is. And he's like, but Ginjō, the original founder, like, if you want to join us, come on, that'd be pretty cool.
Be part of the crew.
And she's like, listen, the original execution you said was I forget what the tagline was, but a group of losers or weirdos that can change the world. And she's like, that's what we're doing. We're going to change the world where the Fullbringers can be strong. And Ora is like, hey, on the real though, thank you for giving my father hope. Like, he didn't have anything until he heard about your group. And Genjo's like, this is pretty suspicious.
Yeah. I love how he's like, I don't know if I want to trust you on this, because, I did get your dad killed.
Yeah,
so.
It's like, this sounds a bit too good to be true. And so he turns to Tsukishima and is like, yeah, so if you could go stab Yukio then, that would be pretty good, because he's not impervious. We'll just go fuck him up. So Tsukishima stabs Yukio with the Book of the End to counteract. Basically, they believe he's being manipulated. There's brainwash happening. But, however, all of a sudden, Tsukishima is now at Genjo's back and stabbing Ginjō right with the same blade. And then Giriko is attacked also, and Genjo's past is rewritten by Tsukishima's power. ...
That's all we saw.
Completely forgot about that.
When I read it, I was like, for some reason I didn't see this coming.
Yeah,
I was just like, wow,
and
okay.
Obviously, if Pythes forgot about that, this does not come up until for the rest of the chapters that we read.
Yep.
So, who knows what happened there? That was the little bit we saw him right at the start. You will not see it at this video. Probably the second video you'll see.
Yeah.
That.
I'm excited to relearn what the fuck. What does this come to?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, solid chapter. Best parts of the chapter by far is the Kyoraku banter with Tokinada, by far. But good Shinji stuff. I was surprised because we saw the Bankai in 1,000 Blood War now, and I have seen it so many times in Bleach Brave Souls. So many times. I was surprised by how you almost don't even see it in the novel. Like, they don't describe, like, you're not there for that the battle.
They just tell you about the carnage that was left over.
Yeah.
Like bodies and being chewed out and clawed out and stuff.
And I was surprised by, like, the brief moment of Shinji that we got, like, right after his Bankai. It's pretty short. It's a pretty short version in the actual novel itself. I was like, I thought something as impactful, like the cliffhanger from last episode or last novel, would have been huge. But no, they
just
really
casually wrote it off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you get the cool picture, and then you get the explanation of how it works. And that was enough for us before we had gotten to see it.
Yeah. Then you get, not okay version in Brave Souls. You get a good version of 1,000 Blood War, I feel like.
Yeah.
Has good
it is pretty good, yeah.
Although I
has
feel
Pepe's
like
music in
I
it,
gotta say the difference to the novel to the 1,000 Blood War anime, I feel like in the novel they made it seem like his range was much longer.
They said it was like miles, right?
Yeah. Where I gotta imagine there would have been Soul Reapers in the area in 1,000 Blood War if it was that big of a radius.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Which is why I said it shouldn't have happened in the anime. But,
yeah. Because
It
also,
was
I
a
mean,
cool
like in the
moment.
novel now, where like Shinji's thinking about it, it's like, man, had they appeared outside of the walls, I would have fucked him.
I
real
would have
good.
killed
But
everybody.
now he used it, so it's like you don't really have an excuse if you're just like can clear everybody out, and pop it real quick.
By the way, that's Shinji justifying your thought, Sam, from forever ago, where you said, "Hey, could Shinji have just ended the war in a minute?"
Yeah, that's correct.
Imagine the Soul Reapers, just like Guild Arts, where they move everything. I think we did
That's
talk
what
about
I
that.
said, Jose.
Yeah?
That's what I said. Yeah, put a wall over it. It's fine.
I was just gonna say, like, there's an escape button for all the Soul Reapers. They just teleport to a safe distance.
Oh no. Okay, so you get Kensei, right? Big strong Kensei. He just throws Shinji into the stern rudder, and Shinji just pops it.
Well, like here's the thing, right? Here's what I'm imagining. Okay, picturing Lord of the Rings, right? They're all surrounded by the orcs at the very end. This is Return of the King. Okay?
Oh, when he goes for Frodo.
Yes, exactly. That's the scene, Jose. So that's what happens. Kyoraku in this novel, it is established that he can do this. He grabs everybody and goes into the shadows, and then just leaves just Shinji there.
Yeah,
Pops it.
Does it affect shadows?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it could, right?
Because it was shown that we're going to get to this later, all right? There's a little bit of foreshadowing, shadowing. Tokinada is using his ability, which I will not spoil, but it's not damaging. It's not doing anything to the shadows. It's not. Yeah. It's not like he can shoot it in there.
I mean, like, can it affect people that are into the shadow realm?
No, I think it's like a different realm. I think
that would make sense. Thing. It's like a transportation thing.
Yeah.
It is a plane between planes.
Yes.
There we go. Thank you.
We did it. We figure we are making lore.
Yeah, so dude, we're the Mythbusters of Bleach.
He could do that, and then we're good. They got to start thinking on their feet.
I'm looking at my notes and seeing if I missed anything. Has he talked about Hikone yet?
No.
Oh, we'll get there. I have some I wrote down quote for quote for this shit. So continue onwards.
All right. Chapter 20, now where we will get an introduction in just a moment, we cut back to Shuhei Hisagi, the main character of this novel. And he has found himself trapped in a very strange place within the Kyogoku. After, he left Tessai, he's fucking doesn't know where the fuck he is now. He's like
disoriented.
Yep. And he's like, I'm in a building, but it's not like any that the Soul Society or the World of the Living would have. And that's when he sees this large cylindrical glass case. And he's like, it's kind of like something that would be in the Department of Research and Development, but not quite sure what it's for. Hisagi tries to contact the outside world with his soul pager. Of course, it doesn't fucking work because they're in like the fucking shadow realm somewhere. And he's like, man, if I could contact my boy Akon, he would figure out what this is, and we could destroy it.
The boy
we could destroy all of this. And Hisagi then encounters Hikone, and he's like, yeah, please don't destroy that. It's like, that's my throne. And he's like, oh, what's up, Hikone? It's like, how's it going?
He has such a nice conversation with him at first.
And so Hisagi like senses Hikone's spiritual pressure, and he says it's much different from when he even last saw him, and it's unusually dense and complex. And now it's containing obviously elements of Soul Reapers, humans, Quincy's, but the hollow within him is much stronger than it was before. Hisagi then attempts to talk with Hikone, and he's like, listen, like, what's your deal? Like, what do you know about the world? Like, how are ya? And Hikone is just like not taking any of this shit. Hisagi tries to go deep conversation and explains that there's different kind of justices. Tokinada's isn't the correct justice. And Hikone is just like, listen, I just do what Tokinada tells me to. Tokinada's my world, man. Like Hisagi is like, you don't want to like question like what and he's like, no. Like, I'm good.
It's kind of fucked up. I see like, you know how like a dog will always follow you kind of thing?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yep. Yeah.
It's like you could do no harm in their eyes.
Yeah, and like because of that, like Hisagi kind of gets frustrated. He's like, come on, like you gotta like think for yourself, like do something. And he's like legitimately concerned for Hakone's well-being at this point, like from like a supportive dad or brother.
Yeah, he's like, it's a kid, man, come on, you can't just use him.
So he tries to restrain him now using Bakudo, but obviously it's Hikone. We've seen he's strong as fuck, and he breaks free. Hisagi already knew that was gonna happen, but he's like, fuck it, maybe I'll try it. He won't know any better. He'll stay as it is. And he tries to shoot off another Bakudo, but of course Hikone, being fast as fuck, just appears right next to him and uses his spiritual pressure to like kind of tap him on the back of the head and knocks him unconscious.
Dude, I thought it was, I just picture like a little paw, like a palm strike, and then just knocked out for hours.
And like as Hisagi is falling unconscious, Hakone's apologizing. He's like, oh, sorry, like please
so
stay
sorry,
here, like just rest, like you're gonna be fine. And Hisagi, as he loses consciousness, he's thinking to himself, he's going down like he can't move, he can't do anything. And he says that he has now realized what it is Hikone lacks and wants to really help Hikone, but he can't even say anything as he's falling down. Hikone leaves the room smiling and just leaves Hisagi in there. And that's the Hikone interaction for now. Once again, Hikone that whole time, just in case I didn't sell it enough, just happy-go-lucky. He's just happy to be here. He was happy to see Hisagi. He's like, oh, hey.
He's
like,
I remember you.
Yeah. Like, hey. And then I think they were even talking about what's he going to do when he's king. And he's like, I'll remember you guys. Like, you guys help me out. Like, come on. Like, and he's just such a nice little innocent kid.
I would love like a chapter of a Hikone spinoff. He's off on an adventure.
I do like that bit where I think Shuhei addresses. He's like, "Why do I feel like I'm afraid of a kid? I've never been afraid of a kid before." And he goes like, "Wait, there's Hitsugaya, Yachiru, Hiyori." He's like, "Fuck." He's like, "I am afraid of children."
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny, but like Hikone is such a pure little entity, you know? It's like just happy.
I never want anything to taint them.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what Hisagi feels like, where he's like, man, like explore the world, like go live your life. And he's like, no, I'm gonna go fight for Tokinada. And he's like,
I'm gonna do what that bitch Tokinada wants.
We'll fix him. I can fix Hikone.
So then we go below the castle now, in the air though, below the castle, in the air. Courtyard, we're hanging out, having a good time with everybody. The whole gang's there. Shunsui, of course, where we last saw, launched surprise attack on Tokinada. In case anybody forgot, I'm like a fucking anime doing recaps over here. And Tokinada, surprise, blocked it. You know, and it's funny, Kenpachi at this point, he's like pissed off. He's like, what the fuck? It's like, you told me to wait, and now you're in there first? Like, that's bullshit. And Tokinada at this point calls down to Hikone, who just, I'm here, like, no biggie. And he is pleased that Hikone came flying down, landed on the ground. And he's like, oh, I did a perfect landing. Like, finally.
Superhero landing.
Awesome, yeah. And everyone is now very taken aback with Hikone and his massive spiritual pressure that he's basically displaying now, where all of them are like, this is way different from before. Way different.
There's something wrong. Hyperbolic time chamber?
And this is where Tokinada lets everybody in on the master game plan that Tokinada wants to use Hikone to become the next Soul King. Hikone immediately is like, all right, it's fucking go time. Let's fuck these bitches up. Unleashes Ikomikidomoe, who is now, they refer to him as the size of a house. And Hannibal comments on how his spiritual pressure is now that of a vasto lord. And he would even rank highly among the Espada. And Tokinada reminds Hikone that these are his subjects. And he's like, listen, you have to revere them. You have to love them. You have to support them. But they're my enemies, so can you kill them? And he's like,
kill them in an instant.
He's like, yeah, no biggie. And he's like, no conflict, no nothing. And he's like, I'll fuck them up for you. So Hikone hops on top of Ikomikidomoe. I'm going to mispronounce it 20 times.
It's so much in this chapter, too.
Yeah, I know. And he summons a bow made of reishi and fires a arrow made of sero.
That's fucking crazy.
Damn, that's fucking hard. That's really cool.
I could just imagine the noise too, the Quincy bow, like the drawback, and then the Sero release.
Fucking sick. And Grimmjow, Hannibal, and Nell, they all see this happening, and they're like, well, here we fucking go. Go straight into Resurrection. Mm-hmm. Straight, no fucking around. And Kenpachi, the Urankars, the Quincy's, they all hop in. They're like, let's fuck this bitch up. They're all kind of mostly going after Ikomikidomoe, but, you know, they're doing some Transformer bullshit where they're all both on top of each other. So Ikomikidomoe then unleashes basically a widespread Sero explosion, which just damages the whole fucking area.
I wrote it down as Vegeta's final flash.
Yeah,
I was like, damn.
Totally. Except he's not sacrificing himself. He's just full on just exploding. And the Urankars get saved by Hannibal's water wall. The Quincy's just up their blue vein like to maximum just to escape the damage. Kenpachi just full on fucking cuts the blast. Kyoraku hides in Tokinada's shadow. And when he comes out, he's very surprised to see that Tokinada is just totally fine. Just standing there unscathed. Nothing's wrong. Kyoraku's like, what the fuck? Tokinada then boasts about, you know, like, hey, he's doing his classic Tokinada thing. He's like, I'm going to piss off Kyoraku. That's going to be my game plan here. I'm going to piss the fuck out of Kyoraku. He brings up Nanao's mom.
I know. What a fucking dick.
And Kyoraku is now, I don't think we've ever seen this technique before, but he's playing a new game called Pinky Promise.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet.
It is now both parties are forced to tell the truth. And if they don't tell the truth, they're subjected to horrible, horrible, horrible pain. And Kyoraku is trying to basically do an Uno reverse card on this subject. He's like, I'm playing the Pinky Promise game, and he's trying to get him to admit that he in fact had nothing to do with Nanao's mom because he keeps bringing it up. He brought it up before, he's bringing it up again. And Tokinada is playing the game, telling the truth, but he's continuing to toy with Nanao basically over like the family's zanpakutō and how his personal original idea was to kill the mom, torture Nanao, and then even though Tokinada was 99% sure Kyoraku had the sword, he still wanted to do it so that Kyoraku could see it and live with the guilt that he had the sword and that happened. But, which this is fucking baller, by the way, he put that idea to the 4 great noble houses, and it was Ginrei Kuchiki
Yeah.
that stopped that from going forward.
I have that in my notes. I'm like, shout out to the boy Ginrei.
Yeah. Fucking amazing.
And he's still alive.
Is he?
I think so. I think Kyoraku says, well, I should go and say thanks for him doing
I thought that maybe meant that was like a
like a nod to
a
him, like,
postpartum
okay.
thank you.
I just assumed I'm like,
like a thanks at his grave.
yeah. That makes more sense. I'm like, goddamn, he would have been ancient.
Yeah.
A little bit out of order, but I'm gonna read it because I wrote this down, and this is fuck that bitch Tokinada number 14. I wasn't involved in the now Issei's mother's execution, but I did make the suggestion there was a possibility her daughter carried the divine sword and that we should torture her.
Yep. Fucking crazy.
Dick.
I hate him so much.
Mm-hmm. Under the guise of Pinky Promise still, Kyoraku's like, hey, what's the name of your zanpakutō? And he's like, the one that you've been using and have been stating as the name, very similar to my own. Like, super, almost too fucking similar. And Kyoraku's like, listen, I'm sure you're going to wait till the battle fucking goes on. Then you're going to reveal the actual name so everybody can be, so despair. And your zanpakutō's true power. And Tokinada is like, you got it. Like, I should have known you were going to give me. He's like, and he's upset that basically Kyoraku spoiled it. He's like, come on, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Like, we're supposed to have fun with this.
Yeah. And this is where we learn that the real name is Enkyōten. And it's obviously a unique zanpakutō that is passed down to the Tsunayashiro family. And Tokinada begins to say his zanpakutō's release command, sip the world and wear the horizon. And this is when Kyoraku's like, no, we're not going to let that happen. And goes full speed. He puts all of his power into speed at this point, just full on trying to attempt him to stop him from releasing his zanpakutō. But Tokinada steps right into Kyoraku's blade. Like, he thinks like maybe he's going to dodge it. Maybe he's going to do something else. Anything to interrupt him, he goes right into the blade, letting himself be stabbed. Finishes the command, duplicate and curtail all of creation equally, Enkyōten. And that's when we see a silver blade appear and then blinds Kyoraku using light. And Kyoraku is like, what the fuck just happened? It's like, it's that important of a zanpakutō that he let himself get stabbed. And it's like, it says he missed any vital organs, but still, he's fucking stabbed. Like, he's pierced.
Got a fucking wound.
Yeah.
Blood gushing
and
out.
And Kyoraku, like, he's like, fuck, I gotta recover. He's like thinking, like, I gotta get on this quick. So he recovers from being blind. And at this point, by the time he opens his eyes, Tokinada is totally recovered from the stab that he just got. And there is no blade coming out of Tokinada's zanpakutō. And he's like, what is happening
It's just
here?
a hilt, right?
Yeah. He's like, what the fuck? And that's when we'll cut away from that scene to go somewhere else. So, I mean, pretty fucking cool.
There was
far.
A lot to unpack in all of that.
Yeah. Cool shit. I think that was the part where we get the drawing of the 3 Hallible Nell and Grimmjow as well.
Yeah.
Which was fucking cool.
So
the little I kind of, this doesn't suck. I appreciate it, but there's sketches, right? That would be, I guess, the more accurate description.
Well, we get the Shinji one too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, we might put it in post or something.
Yeah, they're sick. So the sketches that are in the books are really cool, and there's multiple.
They're done by Kubo, I think.
Yeah, they are. You could just Google the sketches, and there's like albums on albums of these sketches. Yeah, the coolest fucking one by far is the Grimmjow, the Nell, and the Hallible. Of course,
Grimmjow in this looks cool.
I know. I haven't seen the back half of the book unless there's one that's gonna blow me the fuck away. But on the first half, that is the best fucking drawing.
Yeah, I love that one. Just the way he's standing too, how
it's cool.
Ready now.
It's cool.
Oh, I did make a quick note. Kenpachi acknowledges Grimmjow at one point.
Yeah.
And he's just like, that blue-haired 80s rocker looking kind of guy. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff that happens, and we cut back and forth between these 2 fights a lot coming forward. So we will bounce back to like the giant fight against Ikomikidomoe. We'll go back to the fight against Hikone. We'll go back to a fight against Tokinada. It's there's multiple fights happening here all the time, but so far it's been super
good.
cool. And the back and forth between Tokinada and Shunsui have been my favorite, like just by far my favorite.
All right, so I have found the quote. So this is Tokinada's talking about Hikone, and this is going to be fuck that bitch Tokinada 12.
Okay.
Here's a direct quote. No reason. Do you need anything of the sort? Something, toys and nourishment are equal. No, to me, toys and nourishment are equal. A life lived simply eating for survival is nothing better than forever dying, is it not? In that case, if they will die either way, then isn't it the healthy and correct way to live toying with them as much as possible before killing them? I hate him. I hate him so much.
I love that. I hate him. I just hate him.
I will say this about Tokinada. Every time he does something that's kind of neat and my brain starts to go, you know what, he's kind of a cool character, he always does something to piss me off.
It's his mouth that gets you.
He won't shut the fuck up. So
just all I'm hearing from this, Pythes, if you were in a fight with Tokinada, you would lose. He would get you riled up and you would lose.
Yeah, no, okay. So I wouldn't lose because I'd have you next to me. I'd Sam, just do the Bankai. Just do it.
He's like, just mustard gas.
Yeah. Mustard, just do it. Just do it. Mustard gas right now.
Now, how long would that linger? Like, could Pythes hold his breath?
No,
well, that's like a good question, right? Like, let's say Tokinada was having this fight, right? But boom, Mayuri was there, you know, and he just shoots poison all over the fucking field. Like, it's still just over, you know?
Okay, I will say I'm dying to Sam's mustard gas because it doesn't distinguish, but I die happy knowing Tokinada dies first.
You'll do like the fucking Terminator thumbs up and a middle finger coming out of the gas. It's like, yeah.
So as Tokinada's choking, Pythes crawls over to it and then just finally puts the final like choke in him, and he's like, "That's right."
Yeah. No, we're both staggering and dying from the gas. I hit him with a stone cold stunner, and then I lean over. I lean
Give him
over and go,
the fingers.
No, I go, bitch.
The perfect end. All right, continuing with the chapter, we now cut over to Yukio's cyberspace area, and Ura and Yukio are like, yeah, man, this shit's crazy, huh? Like, all this stuff that's happening out over here. And Yukio notes, like, Ura, do you have, like, parts of yourself split all over the Kyōgoku? She's like, yeah, I'm keeping tabs on what's going on. You know, it's like, I just want to make sure we're good to go. And she gives basically a quick little rundown that Hikone and Ikomikidomoe are using their true powers, and Tokinada has officially revealed his Zanpakuto's true name. And Yukio is like, damn, okay, all right, that's good.
All right, we're moving along.
And she says that, like, Yukio comments that her abilities are so good, it's almost like a cheating-like level of spiritual pressure perception. And they both are talking, and they're like, listen, we're going to wait it out for the right moment, because if we hop in too early, we could both be killed in the confusion. It's going to be a whole shit show. And Yukio's like, hey, what about Kisuke? But just as he asked that question, Ura senses that their guest in the throne room is awakened, and so that gets cut off real quick.
I was so mad. I was like, I just want to know where the boy's at.
Yeah. Then we go back to the palace courtyard, where we're back with the boy, Grimmjow, Hikone, Ikomikidomoe. And Grimmjow is like full on kind of figuring out what's going on with Hikone. He's like, listen, he's a significant increase in spiritual pressure, and states the similarity of Ichigo Kurosaki in terms of his rapid power growth that he's been experiencing. And Hikone is like, honestly, it's thanks to you guys for fighting Ikomikidomoe. It's like, you guys helped Ikomikidomoe grow stronger. Like, great. And so Ikomikidomoe is now in a total monstrous form, and he expresses disdain for basically Grimmjow, the other Rancars, and he's like, listen, you guys are not nearly as superior as me and Baragon. Like, come on, you guys fucking suck. And Ikomikidomoe states that he is waiting to overtake Hikone. That's his game plan. He's like, I'm not on board for this bullshit that they're playing. I'm going to overtake Hikone, take him over. I'm going to make a better Weko Mundo. And then Hikone is like, no, I'm going to be the king. Like, come on. Like, that's not going to happen. And Hannibal is like, well, you guys just fucked up, and thinks back to when she was even back in the day, when she was ruling Weko Mundo in this little interim time. She never once personally referred to herself as the king. And she says that if she had said that, she knew that it would instantly lock her in a battle to the death with Grimmjow.
Yeah, I love that.
And this is where Grimmjow begins to walk towards Ikomikidomoe, Hikone, and he starts having like these memories of his old comrades that he used to have, where to the point where they let themselves be eaten to serve Grimmjow. They're like, listen, we're not going to make it, like, eat us. Like, we'll live with inside of you. And they want to serve Grimmjow as Grimmjow is the king.
That's
and
right, baby.
Thinks that he had to spend a previous version of himself, like under Aizen when he's fighting Ichigo. He probably would have just ignored both Hikone and Ikomikidomoe, but not now. He says he jumps forward to begin to attack them, and he says, "I am the king," and that's the end.
That's
of
right. That was my favorite part.
Which cringe.
No, it's the best.
2 thumbs down for
it's
Grimmjow.
The best.
Cringe.
It's the absolute best.
He is Nick A30.
He's the king. He's the
that
king.
That shit was so cool.
Thank you, Pythes. 2-1.
Cringe.
Let's go.
Cringe. We hate that.
I was fucking playing Avenged Sevenfold when I read that chapter.
That's right.
Yeah. Grimmjow's cool. I like Grimmjow. I like Hannibal.
Hannibal in this has been so pleasant.
Yeah.
We didn't get enough of her during the anime.
Yeah. And I feel like during 1,000 Year Blood War even, she got sidelined so quick.
Yeah. I mean, Nell has been fantastic with just her little clips.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that picture you shared. That's literally their relationship.
We get, I think it must be this next chapter because we're going on to chapter 21 unless I left it out. No, it'll be chapter 21. 21 and 22 are long fucking chapters.
Yeah, they
really,
are.
really long chapters. We get some fucking combo attacks in chapter 21.
Oh, they're so fucking
which
badass.
are fucking cool. And I've been waiting for it. It's about goddamn time. It's incredible.
You know, we'll get there, but I was like, man, they fucking Jujutsu Kaisen the shit out of some people.
Yeah.
Which is about fucking time. Like, come on. Like, let's get this shit rolling.
So there is some lore that we need to go over in this chapter.
Sure.
So when they're talking about how super fucked Tokinada is, Ikkaku wonders if like Byakuya and Omaida are more like themselves than the Tsunayashiro family of the nobles. And I think this is a hint that Omaida is someone that is beloved by Ichibei and an important part of the future Soul King Chad.
Yeah. This is setting
Let's
that up.
go.
This is canon. You can't deny it. And there's just one thing we forgot. When Tokinada's going on his dumb shit, Giselle just says, "So this guy's like a crazy narcissist. That dude for real does not have any friends."
Yeah, I do remember her saying that.
The interaction between the zombie squad and the Iran cars and all that stuff, it's so good.
And now to catch up, so it's not going to be numerical order, but fuck that bitch Tokinada 13 was
Okay.
He committed the cardinal sin if he just fucking ignored Charlotte while Charlotte was posing and being the best character.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking Charlotte.
So we're caught up. Are you ready to get to the beefy chapter?
Yeah, here
Let's
we go. So
go.
chapter
Beef,
21, chapter 22. These two chapters are like all of the fucking beef. Like this is crazy long chapters. So buckle up. Here we go. We kick off with Hisagi, who finds himself in a spiritual world interwoven with his surprise zanpakutō, you know, and Kazushini. We love Kazushini. He was one of the best parts of Zanpakuto Rebellion arc. He had one of the best filler episodes at the end. All right, we love Kazushini. And in this world, it says it resembles a vast forest with a massive tree and a rust-covered windmill. And a gust of black wind kind of rushes towards Hisagi and takes on a shadowy human form, demanding he offer. Hisagi's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give in to you. I'm not going to offer you blood, life, whatever you want. And Kazushini's like, all right, well, fuck you. And he disappears. But as he is disappearing, he says, quickly offer me blood and life that fill my soul. And that's when Hisagi regains consciousness back in the throne room and begins to think of, don't know how I'm going to get out of here. There's no doors. There's nothing to get out of here. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to break through the wall.
It's an escape room.
And Hisagi's like, listen, even when they battle hollows, we're not technically killing them. We're cleansing them. So he refuses to give in to Kazushini. And that's when Aura appears and she's like, what's up, my bro? Like, how's it going? Like, long time no see. And she's like, hey, yeah, listen, this room is specifically designed to protect Hikone and Tokinada. So it is quite literally impenetrable. And Aura's like, listen, what would you do if Hikone's ascension could strengthen the world? Like, what if it was a net positive? Hisagi's like, listen, I would still be concerned about Hikone. He doesn't know enough to be the ruler of the world. He doesn't know enough to be the Soul King, and that he's basically being manipulated by Tokinada. He wants to show Hikone that there's more to the world than just listening to fucking Tokinada. Also worth noting during this part, I'm doing very paraphrase his long chapter. Hisagi does mention that he doesn't really believe the story of the Hand of the Soul King that was released by Ukitake just being the fix. Like, he does not believe that was the Band-Aid. He's like, no, surely there's something else still there. Hisagi at this point talking to Aura is like, you know what, fuck it. If you're here to fight, like, let's fucking do it. If I win, I want you to release Urahara. And then Aura comes close and whispers something to his ear that we do not get to know.
It makes me so mad. It reminds me of like Naruto and all that other stuff.
It's all like blank underlines. We have no fucking idea what was said. And then Aura disappears. And we see all of a sudden a door appear that hadn't existed prior. And now Hisagi, of course, like, all right, I guess I'm going to that fucking door. We'll just see what happens. And we cut back to the palace courtyard at this point.
But during that, when Hisagi's in his world, doesn't he mention, oh yeah, Kazushini, he took the form like from the filler arc?
I think he does explain.
He's like, didn't we come to an understanding where you came to an understanding with that version of me, but not the weird cloud version of me? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he did say that. Yeah.
Because he stands right behind him and then takes that form.
Yeah.
So it's like weird where that arc is canon, but also it's not canon.
But it's like that arc is impossible to be canon, right? Because didn't that arc start off with in another world or something like that?
Or in another time, something like that. Yeah.
So it's just like the existence of the Valley of Screams. It happened, kind of, but not really.
Yeah, he's piecemealing it together when he wants it to work.
The author just really likes that shit, which is fair because that was a good arc.
Yeah, I like that one the best.
The storyline for it was the storyline for it was good until they finished that storyline, and then they did the few episodes after that. Those were fucking
where they just stuck around and hung
that
out.
was dog shit, except for the Kazashini episode.
And I liked the episode where they bullied Omaida. That shit was funny.
I could
No,
that.
wait.
Good.
No, it was the opposite. It was Omaida got to bully Soy Phone because Yoruichi thought it was funny.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Yeah, I could have done without that whole arc, honestly. I feel like they were grasping at straws. Like, listen, we did the Ray Guy arc. What if there was dupes of everybody? No, what if the zanpakutō came to life? Like, what if there was...
Now they're fighting themselves.
They're fighting their zanpakutōs, which is basically themselves. Like, okay, cool, I guess.
It was the opposite, but Ray Guy had the best Getsuga Tensho in the series. I will not budge on that.
I would probably agree with that.
We got Kyoraku's
animation was
Bankai.
crazy in the Ray Guy arc at the very end. That was insane.
Why was the animation so good in a shitty filler arc? What the fuck?
They literally said, just put all our money into this.
Yeah.
We got this.
Because no one's going to care about the Fullbring arc.
Mm-hmm.
True. Back to the palace courtyard now, where we get to see Ikomikidomoe. He's now still in his crazy monstrous form. He's fighting the Urankars, and Lil Toto and the Quincy's are trying to fight Hikone, who is on top of Ikomikidomoe. And Hikone is like full on rapid firing Sero arrows at the Quincy's, and each of them have to basically dodge like their life depends on it, because it is hollow power and it's going to fuck them up if they get hit. Each of the Quincy's attempt to attack Hikone. Full on Hikone is just like deflects it, dodges, does whatever he wants to do, does a combination of hero and Blute Vein to basically just tank it all. He's not no biggie.
Beast.
Even Minnie, who is the power fucking Stern Ritter, attempts to hit him, and she is the one that ends up with broken fingers from hitting him.
I just picture them all like twisted in different directions.
Fucking nasty. And so Lil Toto begins to notice as this fight is going on that Hikone is basically herding all of the Quincy's into one location. And she's like, well, that's not fucking good. And she can sense that he's getting ready to unleash a powerful Sero. He's been like holding it in his right hand, and it's beginning to warp the area around him that is so powerful.
Damn.
And that's when all of a sudden they get an overwhelming spiritual pressure, and a man that could be considered death itself appears, Kenpachi Zaraki. Kenpachi, of course, confronts Hikone, and it says he is actually able to easily just cut right into Hikone, even with the Blute Vein, even with the hero right into his shoulder. And Hikone, of course, rapidly regenerates because he has all the powers. He has literally all of them, and heals the wound. Kenpachi is also like, are you related to Ichiko? Like,
I love how he makes that connection.
Yeah, he's like, that's very similar. And Hikone is like, happy. He's like, oh, thank you for like comparing me to Ichiko. Like, this is
he's
great.
the hero. I like him.
And he acknowledges that Kenpachi is an actual formidable opponent. Hikone attempts to immediately dodge and go straight to Yumachika and Ikaku to stab them. And Kenpachi is just quick enough to make him not hit them both. And Kenpachi's like, yo, you guys are in the way. Like, fucking move.
Get out of
like,
my way, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
And Hikone is like, okay, I see now. I gotta kill Kenpachi first. Like, I get it. I get the mission. And it says, despite Hikone's speed, which, by the way, as Hikone is moving anywhere, he is mixing all of the movement techniques from all the races.
That shit was incredible.
So he's just like swapping back and forth. It's like Sunito, Flash Step, whatever the other one is. Even the Fullbringer one, it says he's using all of them. He's just like full on yeeting his
I can't
yacht.
pronounce the Quincy one.
Yes. And it says even though, obviously, something that I guess I didn't really think about, he has no zanpakutō because Ikomikidomoe like becomes one. Like it becomes a monster. So he has no zanpakutō when he's fighting. But it says even though he has no zanpakutō, the slashes of his arms are releasing enough energy to rival that of a zanpakutō. And Kenpachi's able to withstand the kid, Hikone's slashes, kicks, and he's sustaining minor cuts from it. But eventually Hikone, of course, in classic enemy fashion, he's like, oh, okay, I finally got used to how tough you are. And then cuts deeply into Kenpachi, causing him to bleed. And that's when we get the classic scene where Kenpachi's eye patch falls off.
Yeah.
And his suppressed spiritual pressure just completely erupts. And it says it transforms him into a pure embodiment of violence. And Kenpachi's like, I knew you'd be fun. That was a good pick. It was a good pick.
He woke up and chose violence that day.
So good.
And then we got the sickest art to show that shit.
There is some dank-ass art.
Yeah. The volume so far has had the best art by far.
There's one thing I want to go over that made me laugh my ass off. It's Kenpachi he's like thinking about the Bambis for a second, and it mentions he's not upset that they attacked him after his fight with Grimmy. He's upset with himself after not being able to stand up after the attack.
Yep.
That's good. That's very constructive. You know, he's not upset at the person, he's upset at himself. He really took it inward.
Yeah.
That's
He's really hard on himself, you know?
Such a Kenpachi thing. He's like, damn,
Yeah.
I wish I could have tanked that sneak attack better.
He just got electrocuted.
Yep.
He got hit with fucking Galvano electric fucking whatever and just like, damn, I could have done that better. Oh well.
We love Kenpachi. And then we cut completely out of the blue to somewhere else. We go up to the Ryokyu Hōden. I believe that's how we get to see our boy Ichibei. Ichibei's hanging out up there, having a good old time. He is referred to as the Monako Osho. I've tried my best whenever he is referred to. I just put Ichibei.
Same. My brain had to go instead of what was it, Osho? I kept rewriting it in my head as Ichibei.
And he has come to visit Oetsu. And he's like, "What's up, my boy?" And they're basically talking about the current situation in the Kyogoku, where the ancient hollow Ikomikidomoe is battling. And Ichibei is like, "Yeah, we're not going to be helping there because our job is just to simply make sure the world's maintained. They just they want to keep the status quo." And he's like, "But if we did help, just for the record, we would help Kyoraku because fuck the Tsunayashiro family." Because we don't really like them either. We're supposed to be impartial, but just for the record, Oetsu, we would help Kyoraku.
We hate that guy. Fuck that bitch Tokinada.
So even Ichibei is like, fuck him. So Ichibei kind of thinks about the world, because obviously that's what a lot of what is being talked here in the novel about the status quo, and even with Yhwach Aizen. It's been the fucking debate for every villain, is the status quo of the world. And about how the whole world is basically being anchored by the linchpin. The linchpin atop the heavens. We've heard it referred to as before. And he says, quote, this is a very quote right at the end here: "Whether they have free will or not is one matter, but as long as we have someone who stands atop the heavens to act as a linchpin and continues to center the world as it is now, all is well, all quiet in the world, it might be said." And then he stops and then turns to look towards the Soul King, and this is where we get the first little nod, hint, hint. "Don't you think so, Yhwach?" And then we go back to Ikomikidomoe. So interesting. We'll get more information on that in chapter 22. There will be a whole fucking
there's so much juice on
lore
that.
dump on all things Soul King in chapter 22.
So I wrote this down because the text of the book starts to get fucking snarky. Ichibei, when he's exchanging pleasantries with Oetsu, the book just says, "After that absolutely meaningless exchange," and I started cracking up.
They still like to do their pleasantries, okay?
The book is saying what they said was fucking pointless.
I think even Oetsu at one point goes, "Why are you out here? You never come this far."
And then fucking Ichibei is like, "Well, why aren't you with your sword bitches?" You know?
Yeah,
it's like,
he's
okay,
where are your
right.
sword maidens?
Fuck, everybody's so goddamn defensive up there in Squad Zero.
When we get back to Charlotte Coolhorn, I wrote down another thing of the book, of the text, not characters, the text of the book being snarky.
All right, well, let's kick on then. We go back to Ikomikidomoe. Now we're talking about his history and what he is, how he came to be. And it says in ancient times, so this is like way back in the day, before the Soul Society took its current form and the Soul Reapers wielded their defining weapons, a single Menos Grande, a single one, a powerful Adjukas, is that how I think that's pronounced correctly?
Adjukas, right?
Adjukas.
Yes.
A powerful Adjukas roamed Hueco Mundo, and it says this beast, unlike all of the others, chose not to evolve into a humanoid Vassalorde, instead retaining its monstrous form and growing infinitely by devouring countless spirits.
Like Pikachu.
He became known as the Willful Calamity, and it basically became so powerful it rivaled Bargon. And they became they at one point had a spat, and this spat ended in a draw, and so they became this balance between the two of them where they just had a silent agreement not to fuck with each other. They're like, we're just, if you're doing something, I'm over there. If I'm doing something, you're over there. Like, don't fuck around. And at this point, before I go any farther into his history, they mentioned that unlike a certain other Arrancar, no matter how many other Soul Reapers or Hollows Ikomikidomoe basically devoured, he did not gain any new abilities or appearances. Instead, all it kept doing was pumping up his spiritual pressure.
Yep. I wonder who they're talking about.
Yeah, someone in a fucking jar, loser ass. And it says, eventually, Ikomikidomoe became so powerful, wanted to devour so much, he attempted to ascend to the skies to consume the Soul King. but he was defeated by the efforts, of course, the Soul Reapers. And it says due to the conflict with Yamamoto, he was defeated with Ichibei and Uetsu, which that's a crazy stacked crew to take your ass down.
Can you imagine Prime Yamamoto?
Yeah, well, and I mean Ichibei and Uetsu coming out to greet you, like, hey, that's an accomplishment in and of itself.
They mentioned this is before Zanpakutō as we know them were around, so this is, I'm presuming Yama using either a proto Ryujin Jocker or just throwing hands.
Dude, I just hope it's him throwing hands.
Would this be so far back that he would have all his hair?
I think that's a great question. The start of him transforming and eating was before that, because Ichibei obviously has his Zanpakutō, and then spoiler. Well, let me read this next part and spoiler alert why that they exist. They end up basically defeating poor Ikomikidomoe, and this was before he even had we don't even know what his true name was. I think they say what his true name was, and it gets renamed. Ikomikidomoe. It's like fucking gibberish, and so Ichibei, after defeating them, he uses his Zanpakutō to rename the hollow into Ikomikidomoe. He gives it its name, classic Ichibei, of course, and just by giving it this name, it transforms its very nature. And it says, due to the unique qualities and his intense spiritual pressure of this hollow, it quite literally cannot be destroyed or entirely purified. Like they did not know what the fuck to do with this thing. So Uetsu transformed it into the Zanpakutō and sealed it away, waiting for a Soul Reaper strong enough to wield it properly. And after a millennium, Ikomikidomoe, of course, was broken out and fell into the hands of, as we know it, Hikone. So there had to be Zanpakutō.
Yeah. So there probably was. I think he mentions that there was he had not perfected the. Yeah. What was it? Go ahead.
The way to turn him into like an Asauchi.
Yeah. That's what I think he said it was. Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking it was proto Zanpakutō, just like not quite there.
Well, because he even said that even when he sealed him away to his Zanpakutō, he still had not figured out how to like control him entirely. Yeah. So that's why he was just sealed away. He's like, I've just not had enough like time to go down there and figure this shit out because it's just so fucked up.
Just throw him away in the ocean.
Yeah, that was Uetsu's solution.
Yep.
I'm gonna get to this eventually, but in the meantime, fuck off. Like, I'll come back to you later.
Also, the idea, I did not know you could just choose to not be a Vasto Lorde. I thought that it's like Pokemon. You're just going to evolve when you hit the next level, but apparently he can hit B.
No, that's why I say he's like Pikachu.
Yeah.
What did Pikachu do? He won the championship for Ash.
So Hikone is Ash. Confirmed. Yep. Let's go.
Bulbasaur said, nah, I'm just going to be Bulbasaur forever.
Yeah.
Not Charmander.
Yeah, Charmander's the only good one.
True. That's true.
You know what? Shout out to the Squirtle Squad.
It's the glasses that gets you, huh?
It was the glasses, man. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't I guess just because he loved eating things, but for like every what do they call Minos? They all need to become Vasto Lorde. That's the goal. That's the dream everyone wants to be.
I think he said that when the time came to become Vasto Lorde, normally when you become Vasto Lorde, you take on a more humanoid form, and he didn't want that. He wanted to maintain quite literally his monstrosity.
Yeah, like, he was gigantic.
He did not want to change to be a humanoid form because fuck that. He just wanted to be a monster.
So he's racist then.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, fuck them humans so much that I do not even want to look like them. I want to stay a monster.
I want to stay giant and eat everything else.
Ikomikidomoe would use the hard R.
Damn.
Yeah, quite literally. Back to the Kyogoku Palace off of that train there. We have Grimmjow, Hannibal, Nell, members of the Corpse Unit, all fighting Ikomikidomoe. They're all fucked up. They all have injuries. They're still fighting, and they are concerned with this fight because they say that Ikomikidomoe possesses all of the strengths of each category of hollow. Like whatever the strength of, let's just say a hollow would be, the strength of a Gillian, the strength of the Arukas, I can't even say it. I'm white, Ajukas, okay? And Vasto Lordes, he has all of the strong points of every single one of those now. And this is when we get our fucking finally goddamn combo attack. We have 18 million characters on the scene here, and we get a fucking combo attack finally. Dordoni, of all people, is the one to kick it off and creates his classic tornado with the Zanpakutō, or with his resurrection form, kicks it off with the Geraldo. And then Hannibal is immediately like, all right, let's fucking do it.
Wind
Mixes her
and stuff?
water
Let's
into it
go.
to create this turbulent, basically hurricane, whirlwind, water bullshit. And it says it creates a destructive water spout. Tsuruchi uses her razors to basically create a smoke screen with inside of this as well. And it is stated at this point, which by the way, special asterisk, that Xylopar replaced the parts that she threw away in the fight against Uryu.
Oh, okay.
So
good.
he went in and fixed her basically and replaced the parts. And she's like, fuck that bitch. I can't believe he did that. Of all people, Nanana Najakoop fucking appears and he's like, I bet you forgot about me, didn't you? I was like, yeah, we fucking did. Like, forgot you were even there. And he finally paralyzes him for just a split second. And it says that normally it was paralyzed for so little times, like you wouldn't have time to react. But because everybody is such like honed warriors, Nell was the one who was like, this is my time, and throws her lance straight into his fucking eyeball.
Dude, that was so hardcore.
Yes.
I was like, fuck.
And this is when Charlotte comes in, uses the Reina de Rosas, Rosa Blanca, and restrains Ikomikidomoe because he like falls backwards and restrains him. And Ikomikidomoe, seeing this, he's like, I cannot believe I'm losing to you guys. Like, this is bullshit. And tries to escape to the sky to get away from everybody. And that's when Minnie is up there waiting for him and smacks his ass back down to the ground.
Broken ass handed everything, slaps him back down to the floor.
And that's when all
Superman punch.
Yeah. And that's when all the other Quincy's now join the fight and just begin fucking jumping his ass.
Yeah, we get Candace, and then we get the bombs exploding.
Yeah.
We also get a little bit of dialogue from Bambi, what little she has left.
Yeah, about like it's like a celebration, like with fireworks.
Yeah.
Like, this is so great. I'm like, okay.
Poor Bambi.
Yeah, and then of course Grimmjow and Loopy are just straight business. They're just shooting Grand Raceros off at fucking everything.
Same thing.
And this is
every
when we
time.
cut to Hikone, who is like sensing all of this happen, fighting Kenpachi, and he's like, "Hey, excuse me, really quick. I gotta go down and just check with Ikomikidomoe.
My friend's hurt. I gotta go make sure he's all
Yeah,
right.
and Kenpachi's like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, I'll be right back. I promise. Like, just give me a second. And I think at that point, he does tell Kenpachi that he's going to go down there and it's actually going to be something closer to Resurrection that he's going to perform. Because Kenpachi's like, what are you going to do, Bankai? He's like, no, I think it's closer to Resurrection. So Kenpachi, in his mind, was like, normally I wouldn't let you go because I would get yelled at. But nobody's looking,
here to yell
so
at me.
Fuck it. Go for it. Like, he does a Goku. Like, go power up to full, man.
No, man. That was Vegeta letting Cell absorb.
Yeah.
Yes. And so Grimmjow is like about to finish his ass off. Like, Ikomikidomoe is defeated. Like, he is fucking donezo. Grimmjow is going to deliver a final blow with a Grand Race Arrow. And Hikone pops in like, what's up? Like, I'm here. Like, how's everybody going? And Ikomikidomoe is on the ground, cursing. Like, if only I had my actual name. If I had my actual name, I would have fucked all of you guys up. And Hikone's like, you do have your name. It's Ikomikidomoe. You're my sword. You're my zanpakutō. Like, isn't it great? And then he says, Ikomikidomoe, 8 views of the fall of the Phoenix. And Ikomikidomoe is like, please no, don't
Not
take
that
me.
name.
Yeah. And he absorbs the hollow into himself. And this is when we see everybody reacting what's happening on. They're observing what exactly the fuck just went on. And they say that it's not as if he's basically like putting the power of his sword around him to power him up. He quite literally took all of the power Ikomikidomoe that he'd been storing up and now mixed it into Hikone. Like, they are one. They mixed it into each other. And the transformation is so wild that everyone present immediately feels the like intimidation coming off of him because it rose up so fucking high. Now everybody's like, oh shit. Like, Hikone is like fucking powerful. And so Hikone sees everybody hesitating for a second and he immediately goes back into the sky and he's like, I'm ready to fuck up Kenpachi.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm going to defeat Kenpachi Zaraki, the strongest Soul Reaper, and goes back up
What
there.
a badass.
Mm-hmm.
Back to when he said, I'm going to go combine with him. I just pictured what Shinji pictured. He's like, oh my God, it's like a mecha. They're going to transform.
Yeah. He's like, I was right.
He's like, I knew. You just see Shinji come out of order. I was right, guys.
Yeah. Fucking knew it.
I knew it.
So I always talk about I can't wait for the 3-piece combo in the Blood War. This is a 13-piece dinner special. They came
Let's
up
get
to
that full course meal.
They ganked the shit out of him, man. It was so
and like
cool.
it's about fucking time, honestly. It is about time that somebody does. Like, it kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you guys have seen, like, but League of Legends, when they gank the fuck out of somebody, it's like it's just one guy running and they all 5 of them jump from the fucking forest. That's exactly what happened.
It's so fucking stupid. This is the thing they all should have been doing in the fight in the Rukongai, where they were all just kind of, I'll shoot one at him for now. No, now I'll do it. They were all, no, just get him, just gank him. And here's another example of the fucking book text being snarky. Charlotte Coolhorn says some cool shit, and then the book says Coolhorn followed this needlessly long preface by unleashing rain over It's like, how dare you talk about the best character that way?
I also like the conversation between Dordoni and Nell.
Yeah.
Where he puts it 2 and 2 together and he's like, "You're the kid?"
Because Nell is like, I think Nell says, "I still need to repay you for what you did."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then he finally is like, "Oh, you're the kid." Like, oh,
like,
fuck.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, she's the person that replaced him as number 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I did not know
he
that.
said that in the book.
Yeah.
He said that.
Oh, that's right.
He was upset at her originally that she replaced him. And then she was like, "Well, I have to repay you for what you did." And he's like, "The fuck did I do? You replaced me." And that's where that conversation came from.
Yeah, and he makes a reference to a cake or a pastry, and she just goes, "I don't get it."
Mm-hmm.
I just remember that scene where she's like throwing up on him to heal his wounds.
Yeah, they're good. They're fine. They're all good.
they're homies.
I never thought Nell would be a great straight man in this comedy act.
It fucking works
Yeah,
perfectly.
it was fucking fantastic.
I love you, Don Panini. Never leave.
Don Panini's the best.
So we go back now, and we're loving that scene. It's 10 out of 10. What more would we want to see but Hisagi? Why would we not want to go back up there? And he is sensing like everybody's spiritual pressure, and it's like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, I'm so fucking confused. And we go back now to Tokinada, and we've got a full on. You're wondering where everybody else is. Where's all the rest of the gang? Here they are. We're Tokinada. It is Kyoraku, Nanao, Yoruichi has appeared. Kensei, who is referred to as Mugarama, which really confuses me.
It confuses me all the time.
And basically all other Soul Reapers that have not been mentioned so far, Ikaku and Yumachika are over there as well. And they are all fighting Tokinada at this point. And wouldn't you know it, if you've somehow not played Bleach Brave Souls in the past 20 million years, if you've somehow dodged all the spoilers, Tokinada Zanpakutō has the power to copy other Zanpakutos. He has the power of all the Zanpakutos. The classic guy you hate to play with.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't notice he hits Yoruichi's boot.
Yes, so this is where he starts to rapid fire fucking Zanpakutos here, which is really cool. So Tokinada hits Yoruichi's boot, as Jose said, and all of a sudden she feels very heavy. Like that's strange. That's weird. Wabisuke's power, of course, and then he heals himself using Hanatoro's power.
Hanatoro's, yeah.
And he says, Kyoraku's the one that points out, is like, that's weird, because Hanatoro's power should not be able to heal that big of a wound, And this is where we start to find out that the powers of the Zanpakuto, they scale to a spiritual pressure. So a weak guy like Hanatoro, sure, we've seen what he could do. We've seen it. But in the hands of someone like Tokinada, it's pretty fucking good. And then we see Sinbon Zakura get used as he's shooting off fucking blade storms all over the place. And then he uses, I'm going to try to pronounce this, Suchi Ninamazu, where he creates these earth pillars that come out of the ground. Fucking Zenosuke. He's using Zenosuke's
Zenosuke's the Afro dude, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Okay. And so he uses that to manipulate the ground and start attacking everybody. And then, as if also, I feel like you'd be confused if you didn't know, and I know this from obviously Bleach Brave Souls, but he uses one of the old Kenpachi's Zanpakutos.
The 7th Kenpachi.
Yes, Kuroyoshiki. And he uses the fucking black balls of chomping death.
Yeah,
yes,
the chompy guys.
And he even uses that and Rangiku's Hinako. He uses fucking everybody's. The one saving grace, so they're fucking dodging like their life goddamn depends on it. Everybody's having a goddamn meltdown. That they're having to dodge all the Zanpakutos. Everything's flying everywhere. Everybody's getting clipped on. It's all fucked up. The one saving grace is Tokinada goes to use Yamamoto's Bankai.
Oh, I know.
He uses Yamamoto's Bankai. Everybody's like, oh shit. Nanao is like, that's bad. Like, this is really fucking bad. And Kyoraku is actually like, oh, this is good. And Nanao's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, the scaling with the spiritual pressure could actually be a negative for him as well, because the heat from that flame is not anywhere close to the heat of Yamamoto's flames.
He said, yes, it's hot, because I think that Hannibal had just attacked him and he evaporated the water.
Hannibal shows up right here. Hannibal shows up right after this. Yeah. Hannibal sees the flames and everything popping off. She's like, that seems like a problem over there. But yeah, he says that the heat compared to when him and Ukitake fought him, not anywhere close. Not anywhere close. So it's a bonus for them, but they're still fucked in a bad spot. They're really fucked up. Hannibal then shows up here, and first thing she says is like, "Oh, this is like Aruñeto's ability.
Yeah.
Like, they're perfect. This is just
Good
like the same thing.
luck,
I get it." And this is when the rest of the Quincy and the Arrancar show up as well, because in case anybody's not following, Kenpachi took Hikone. Nobody else is fighting. It's just Kenpachi and Hikone fucking off with each other. And Tokinada here does an insane fucking power play here. Insane. Tokinada baits the fuck out of everybody, and he uses Aikido to create a smokescreen. And he starts to chant the name of one of Kyoraku's games. And Kyoraku is like, oh, fuck, he's going to use one of my games. But then he starts thinking, what would be the point of him using that game? It wouldn't make much sense. And Kyoraku's like going 18 steps into Tokinada's
I was going to say, he's
here.
doing this so fast in his head.
Yeah, and he is just like scared as fuck of this thing that's in his head. He's like, the worst case scenario that could happen to all of us here. What is the worst case scenario? If somebody can have access to all the zanpakutōs, what would be the best one to grab? Fucking Aizen's zanpakutō. And Kyoraku is like, I hope to God that he cannot use that one. But he's seeing him set up the smoke screen. He's seeing him use the jabate.
Yep.
And he's like, it's coming. He's going to use it. He's going to use it right here. And he realizes just too slow. And he yells out to everybody like, close your eyes. Like, don't open your eyes. And it's too late. Everybody hears the shatter noise. And that's when they, like Kyoraku, they say the Stern Raiders figure it out just by, knowing. And then the Arrancars, like, obviously, they saw Aizen.
Yeah.
They know how it goes. And he says everybody immediately knew they fucked up. Like, everybody in the whole fucking room knew they fucked up.
It's just, it's like he said, dude, it's so broken. He's controlling all of these at the same time. And now he's using Kyōka Suigetsu.
Yeah, it's insane. And it's like, they talk about over and over. There's a lot of talk during this fight happening where they're like trying to figure out, well, what can he use? Can he use any of them? Like, can he use this? Can he do it simultaneously? What's the drawback? And there's just like, there's nothing. It's just the only drawback that they found is that it's not as strong as Yamamoto.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like,
spiritual
it's still
pressure,
a fucked up time. It's still horrible.
I think the drawback was they mentioned, well, he's the visual department. So he would know about a whole lot of them, but doesn't know every single one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue is figuring out what he does and doesn't know.
Yeah, and they said, I think Kyoraku at one point is like, there is no point in me thinking about that. I just have to assume that he has access to every single one.
Yep.
Because he can't pretend, like, the moment he assumes there's no way he knows this one, if he pulls out, he's fucked. He's done. And he uses more new ones coming up, too. He has more access to crazy shit.
He does even crazier shit later.
Mm-hmm. So let's wrap the chapter up. We got last couple little bits here. We got, of course, go right over to fucking Hisagi. This is how we're gonna end up chapter 21. We're ending here, and he's still fucking lost, wandering through the structure, trying to figure out how to get the fuck out of here. And this is where, once again, he's now senses Kyoraku, Yoruichi. He's like, "What the fuck is happening here?"
Yeah, he starts sensing everybody.
He finally sees them, and he sees Arrancars, Quincy's, and he's like, this is so fucking weird. He can also sense the weakening spiritual pressure of his boys. He's like, oh, this is also not fucking good. So Hisagi bums ass jumps out a window. He's like, fuck it. I'm going to go down, descends to the battlefield. And the chapter ends with this quote. He still had no idea what he would learn of the Soul Society's darkness on that battlefield. Ooh. Incredible chapter. Long fucking chapter. So much. I think it's basically two fucking huge battles. Like, one huge battle ends in this chapter. Mm-hmm. Another huge battle starts in this chapter. And we get to like the midway point and another battle fucks off somewhere. I'm like, dude, that's so crazy. So much shit is happening. So much character interaction because we basically have one huge group that ends. They join the other group. We now have another huge group. It's so much back and forth. It's insane.
So how many people are taking on Tokinada right now? It's like
basically all of them that are not Kenpachi or the Fullbringers.
Yeah.
Has Shinji rejoined them yet? I think he does that later.
Shinji has not. Actually, no. I think
he just joins them.
He did. He did join them because he gets fucked up. He gets caught in
Kyōka Suigetsu.
Yeah, he's here.
Okay, yes. So literally everybody but Kenpachi and the Fullbringers.
Yeah.
Kenpachi don't even give a fuck at that point.
It's a shit show.
Yeah.
It's just an absolute shit show. But it's so good, and it's like I cannot recommend enough. A lot of the banter that's happening there. It's amazing. And even from like playing Bleach Brave Souls and seeing, I obviously knew what his fucking power was going to be. I've heard about it. I've seen it. I've seen the Soul Bomb over 1,000,000 times. Still so fucking good. And I feel like of all goddamn people, Tokinada in Camp for Your Own World, Volume 3, gives us the most combo attacks. The most combo attacks out of everything I wanted to see. I wanted to see for so long some Bleach goddamn combo attacks.
Does it all but one person.
Tokinada. He does it. He just need one person. He knocks it out of the park.
I always forget what's like. still in relation. What's Shunsui's relationship to Nanao?
He's her uncle.
Okay, so he is her uncle. Thank
Yes.
you. I always forget what it was.
It's just
Well, it makes sense that he's just like carrying her around for most of the time.
Yeah, that's for fucking sure. Well, she's helping. She's
protecting him.
Now she is helping, but they talk time and time again. She can only do keto and stuff like that.
Well, she's keto based.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, credit to her. She's putting up all these shields at all times.
She's useful. She's the white mage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think you forgot about the relationship because that hasn't come up yet in the Blood War.
Yeah, exactly. That's what that is.
That episode's gonna go crazy, by the way. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good episode.
Tokinada's use of Kyōka Suigetsu is absurdly terrifying.
Yes. Oh
and
my
we
god.
see how he uses it going forward, and I just we'll touch on this a little bit in the chapter coming up, but the dynamic and because with Aizen, here's how I picture it. With Aizen, that Bankai, the Shikai, the power, it is perfect. Like he's perfected it already on his end. Like he is so fucking good at using it. We're basically seeing Kyōka Suigetsu use it 100% max output with Aizen. He's like fucking incredible. But we give it to someone like Tokinada. He's still learning the power. It's not like he was the Quincy's where they fucked up to go train for a little bit. He's still actively learning it. He's had a little bit of touch with it, but the way that he uses it to basically zone people, where just the threat of it being active, which we talk about right at the start of this chapter, the threat of it being activated immediately makes everybody stop. Like you cannot do anything, and everybody is frozen. It's so fucking
good.
Cool, so good. It's amazing.
I do love how Shinji's like, maybe if I activate my Shikai, it's like I might have to fix this or fix that and constantly adjust.
Like Aizen never had to worry about that because Aizen's Aizen. He's just strong enough that all he has to do is fuck with your eyesight a little bit, and he's already won.
Mm-hmm.
Tokinada, he's not going to kill you with the spiritual pressure. So he's like, I have to compensate. And how do I compensate? By using all of the attacks. All of them.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a little bit of a different end goal as well, where with Tokinada, I think they talk about in this chapter coming up, even though he wants to achieve his goal, his real ultimate goal is to see despair. So even though he's fighting all of these people at the same time, he still wants to cause them to despair, and as such does not want to kill them right away.
He's just having a good time doing this too.
He
Big
purposely
smile on his face.
is still not trying to kill him all the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Tokinada is living his best life.
Yes, he is.
He's like, this is his wet dream come to life. He's like, this is fucking awesome. This is great.
He has never had a better day in his entire existence.
Yeah, now, I don't know if he will make a return at all later, but on the opposite end of that spectrum, Ikomikidomoe is having a horrible time. He's having a bad time. Really, really bad.
He was going to take over Hikone. Now it's the other way
around.
Well,
and he spoke all of this shit about how he's better than all of them. He's going to be the king. It's going to be great. And he got whomped. He got fucking taken down instantly.
He literally got jumped.
I did feel a little bad for him because having something like your name being taken away, you have a new one. That name literally doesn't exist anymore. And he's not even screaming at Hikone not to absorb him. He's just saying, don't call me by that name. That's not my name.
Do we ever find out his real name?
It was written in like weird Japanese characters that I can't I can't read that shit.
Okay, so it will never be revealed later in this book.
His name was James. That's the secret.
It all comes back together.
Mister.
Anything else on chapter 21 that we missed? I mean, it was a beefy fucking chapter.
That was so fucking massive. Not really. I think we covered all the good shit. The 13-piece dinner special will live forever in my heart.
Yeah, we were going to... So originally, some Bleach Boys behind the scenes. We were originally going to end on chapter 21. There was one more chapter. We couldn't remember which one we said we were going to end on.
I think we said we'd end on 22, but we don't remember if ending at the beginning of 22 or at the end.
So we were like, man. So I was trying to ask while I was at work the other day. We're like one night before. I'm like, which chapter are we ending on? And Pythes read a little bit ahead. He's like, chapter 22 is good as fuck. Like,
he just drops it in there. I'm like,
so I was reading today. I went to work super early. I did back-to-back fucking pain in the ass. Went to work early. Came home. Was like, all right, let me knock this chapter out. Fucking beefy chapter again.
It took me so long. I thought I was going to be done with it in like about an hour. I was like, oh, this is taking me way too long right now.
Yeah, and there's a lot in this chapter. It is junk.
Sam, you gave me way too much credit. You asked me what are we stopping on, and I hit 22 because we were stopping before 22, and I was like, well, shit. Did he think I meant to stop at or to
I was
read?
trying to clarify. I'm like, listen, what did we say? Because sometimes we say like, okay, we'll read to 22. Does that mean read 22 and be done?
Be through it?
Does that mean get to 22 and you're done? Like, what does that mean?
So I procrastinated like fuck, and so yesterday it was my day off, so I read up to 21, and then I was like, well, shit. What if they read 22 and I didn't? So I got halfway through and went, holy fuck, this chapter fucks hard. I'm just going to tell them to read it no matter what.
Yeah, so I came home, read this thing, and I was like, whoo, that's a biggie. That's a big'em. So, I mean, if we're ready, we can hop into 22. This is the last chapter we'll be covering this episode. We'll be back in another 2 weeks, which will actually be, let me take a quick look here, 2 weeks. That will be the last episode before I go to Japan. And I'll be gone
that'll
for 2
be
weeks.
sick.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if we might have an episode go up while I'm gone, but I will be in Japan with my girlfriend, my younger brother. We'll be there for 2 weeks. We just barely missed the Bleach art exhibition.
Wow, so sad.
Which is sad. It ended, I think, literally at the end of December, and we're going beginning of February, so we just barely fucking missed it. But on our last day there, we're going to stay in the Bleach-themed hotel.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, which expensive as fuck.
It's
by
really
the way,
expensive, dude.
It's a luxury hotel. Yeah. It is a Japanese super luxury hotel, 5 stars.
Wasn't it a business hotel?
I don't know what it is, but I guess their thing is this 5-star luxury hotel has collaborations with anime.
Yeah.
So before this, they did Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yes.
TikTok, man.
And I guess that's just their thing. So
smart.
I mean, fuck. So we were looking, and I was trying to book it. It's really supposed to be for Japanese citizens. Spoiler alert. When you're trying to book it on their website, they do have an English site, but they only offer you the regular rooms. So which room do you want? You want a king? You want a double queen? What do you want? My girlfriend, bless her heart, they found out that they had a New York-based sales office. So I don't know why. No fucking idea why a Japanese company would have that. So she emailed them and was like, hey, I'm trying to book this room on the Japanese site, but it's asking for a province or whatever, a Japanese address is what it's asking for. And if you put in your US address, it tells you no, that doesn't work. And so they're like, yeah, we'll book it for you. What do you want? And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
That's so sick.
Yeah. So she told them hey, we want this room, the Bleach themed room for this date. And done. Here's your confirmation number. So yeah, we'll be going the last night that we're there. We'll be staying in the Bleach themed hotel room.
Damn, that's badass.
Mm-hmm. So I'll take some pictures. I'll record some video, and we'll see. Maybe I'll make it into a video, and I'll show you guys.
Oh, you should.
But it's expensive.
$500
a night.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, damn.
Insane. But we're staying at a few luxury hotels while we're out there. I'm not gonna say the exact ones we're staying at, just in case. But the first night we're staying in a Ritz, which fucking bougie.
Yeah, those are nice as fuck.
In between, we're just gonna stay at base level little Japanese hotels, which are $60 a night. But it's a full bed, Oh,
so, I was gonna say are you?
I don't know.
Are your feet gonna dangle?
Well, they're gonna dangle no matter what, Jose. I'm 6'6". They're gonna dangle. But will I fit? I don't know.
We gotta have a special Bleach Boys podcast of your trip to Japan.
Yeah,
that's it.
So don't know if I'll fit on any of the beds. That'll be interesting. Then in the middle, we're staying at there's a city in Japan that is super well known for hot springs. That is their whole thing.
I know.
They love hot springs.
I've seen
there
that place.
is another luxury hotel.
Luckily, you guys don't have tattoos.
I know. Well, it doesn't matter for this one, and this is why. So my girlfriend has tattoos, so she ruins all the. I don't want to be public, anyways. Okay,
I'm with you on that. I would have gone private anyways.
Listen, I've gone. There's in Irvine around here in California.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
There are Korean spas here that have the same thing where they have the heated pools or the saunas, whatever it is. I'm not about that life of walking around naked with other guys. No offense if that's your jam.
But I thought you could wear your towels.
Okay, so now Jose.
No one does, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, I know no one does.
You can opt to wear your towels, Jose, but nobody wants to wear their towels. And people are just walking around, and this is maybe a quick little introspection for any females watching. My girlfriend went to the female side because it's split until you go into the shared side of the sauna. She said everybody was super respectful. Everybody had themselves covered until they got into literally the hot tub. Then they take the towel off while they're in there. The guy side is people literally walking around grabbing their dicks. I'm not even joking. Like full on just yoinking on them. I had one guy, I'm getting undressed and I'm trying to like, they have like prison clothes that you can swap into. I'm like, I'm going to hop into the prison clothes. As I'm doing that, some guy comes up right next to me. And of course it's his locker. He should be allowed to, but doesn't wait for me to be done. So he starts digging through his locker with his dick hanging out right next to my face. I'm trying to put my pants on. I'm like, I'm just not about that life. You know, I can't live that lifestyle.
Reminds me of Yosemite.
It's very much like our trip to Yosemite where the old men were in the public restroom naked.
We were 12 or 13 at the time. So
yes, very, very similar experience. So I was not really I wasn't really looking for it. I feel like in Japan, everybody would be looking at me. I'm the tall white guy coming in naked. I feel like I'd be a
You're going to be well endowed, I think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and listen, I'm not in peak physical condition. I always listen. My body shape is similar to like the aliens that like coffee from Men in Black. Okay.
That's not what I thought.
I'm not exactly looking to go balls out. Kind of hang my thing. That's it. So, anyways, as I was saying, we got a hotel room that. Every hotel room has a private hot spring inside.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
And
my god!
On the side of a river.
Yep.
So all of the hotels have basically giant windows that open up to face this river, and you have a private hot spring.
Yeah.
That's right on the side.
And it's got like the little shower because you're supposed to take a bath or shower right before you get in there and stuff.
Yep.
I've seen that all over TikTok and stuff.
Another super expensive hotel.
Worth it though.
That's why I told. So when I'm going with my girlfriend, how many times am I going to go to Japan? So that's why I told her, listen. If we want to stay in a few luxury hotels, let's fucking do it. Because we're never going to be out there again. Well, hopefully we are.
Well, we'll eventually we'll take a full team trip.
But let's say something happens, we never get to go again. Let's fucking go. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. So we booked that one too. So we're going to do that for the luxury hotels. So that should be cool. But that's like in a rural city somewhere because that's like they're known for the hot springs.
You have to take the train and then you have to like
city or anything like that. But yeah, should be good.
I guess that's like your priority, but like if I was ever going to Japan, I'd stay at the cheapest fucking place I could and just spend all my money on just stuff.
So that's what my younger brother wants to. So we're traveling with my younger brother, and I asked him beforehand because like I was just gonna book all the hotel rooms for us, but I'm like, hey, do you care about staying in those? Because if you don't care, like I don't want to force you to have to stay at these expensive places. Like if you just want to listen, if you want to stay at a shitty $60, they're not shitty because they're in Japan. They're all nice. If you want to stay at a $60 per night hotel room, and we're going to be gone most of the day traveling. We're going to be gone most of the day looking at stuff. Like it's most of the days is going to be used for just sleeping. That's quite literally it. Yeah, if that's all you want, fucking go for it, man. Like do your thing. I'm not going to force you to come stay in a private hot spring hotel room with us. You don't have to. And he exactly was like, yeah, I don't want. Like. Not interested. Like I'm gonna use my money for other stuff. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I can't picture Matt doing that.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. But like, for us, like, fuck it, I'll do it. Like that sounds awesome. I'm all about that life.
Are you gonna ship yourself stuff?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think you got to. We have a couple of big duffel bags that we're gonna bring, but I think if it gets too big, I just gotta ship it back.
That's what Bridie was saying. She's like, hey, I hope you know. He's like, you're going to have to pack lightly when we do go there.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of people were saying, if you're of normal stature, Jose, we would probably fit. A lot of people say like they quite literally they'll pack like 3 outfits and they will just buy the rest when they get there.
That's what everyone was telling me. Well, I have to slim down a little bit.
Yeah. So because they'll like basically take a suitcase and put it inside of another suitcase, and then that way when they get there they have an extra suitcase.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, isn't it?
I spend my whole trip in like Akihabara, Ikebukuro, Shinjuku. Just hang out there.
Yeah, I mean, they say for a lot of trips when you go to Tokyo, if you're only going to stay there for like 7 days, they're like, just stay in Tokyo. Quite literally stay in Tokyo. You don't need to go anywhere. Like, that's where most of the stuff is going to be. And it's like New York. You could be there for fucking ever.
Although now would be a good time to head down to Okinawa because it's not as hot as it's going to be.
Yeah, they said while we're there, we're going to go beginning of February. There's still going to be places that have snow. So it's cool.
But you'll have some places that do have the cherry blossoms blooming.
They're not. So the cherry blossoms won't start till March.
Oh, it's in March.
But there's a season right before it's technically cherry blossoms. It's got another name for it. Katie would know. But those will be blooming. So it won't be the iconic air quote cherries, but it'll be a lighter shade. So we'll see.
It'll still look cool.
We'll see.
Are you guys gonna go see the rabbits on that island?
No, we're not seeing the rabbits. We're not seeing the deers.
You're not going to Nara?
No.
You don't want to see Shikamaru's house?
No, we're gonna go to the Naruto theme park though. where they have like
sick.
the Hokage wall and stuff.
You gotta have the ramen.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't like actual ramen. I saw a great idea though, where someone said that for like flights and stuff like that, they packed a cup ramen and just asked for boiling water on the plane. Because they got boiling water, right? They make tea and stuff.
They make teas.
Genius.
Right? Isn't that good? Because I'm really concerned what I'm going to eat on the plane.
Yeah.
I'm not really concerned what I'm going to eat.
You're doing 12-hour ride?
Yeah, I think I almost want to say, I don't know if this is, I think 12 hours, right? It's 12 hours there, and I think it's 10 hours back. The flight back is shorter.
Oh, sick.
I heard it was 14 hours.
That's what I was going to quote, Pythes, but I was not confident in that number. I was going to say
Danny's was 12.
I was going to say 14 there, and then I was going to say 11 back, but I think it's actually shorter. I looked. So I think Jose's numbers are right.
Direct, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where they went to and from, but I watched the Deadlock podcast, and they had like a plane ride that was 14 hours to Japan.
I probably made a stop somewhere.
I'm going to fucking lose my mind. I am so fucking unprepared for what I'm going to do on this flight for 14 hours. I'm going to lose my mind. I already know I cannot sleep on planes. I'm going to fucking lose my mind.
I've never been on a plane, so I can't help you there.
I haven't been on a plane since I was a kid.
Yeah, they're not fun. Meanwhile, and here's what's specifically not fun is my girlfriend. She's like a fucking baby. She will fall asleep before the plane even takes off. Like like when you get a baby in a car and they just fucking knock out. Yeah. That's what my girlfriend does.
She's gonna be out for 8 hours.
So I'm just like left for dead. I'm just like totally left for dead by myself.
And then I hate the feeling in the air in your ears.
Yeah.
But that's only for a little bit.
And you're on the plane for so long that you have to wear like compression pants and stuff so that way you don't get blood clots.
What the fuck?
Sam, should I ship you a book to read?
Yeah, what you got? What are my options?
I got that pirate book you refused to read.
Dude, this is such an old story, and this is just in case you ever want to know how I go about reading stuff. I bought a pirate book from Barnes & Noble. This is back when I worked in Barnes & Noble. It came across my desk. It said The True History of Pirates. And I love pirates. Like, I like the romanticized version of pirates,
yeah.
You know? And I want to hear about the true lives of some of these people,
the legit Blackbeard and stuff.
Yeah, sure, like that stuff's interesting. Like I'm totally down for that. The book starts and it goes, "I'm not here to romanticize pirates to you. Pirates were rapists, murderers. They were villains. They were criminals." And I was like, "Well, that's a fucking downer."
You're like, "I don't want to read this anymore."
I never read it past that part. I was like, "All right, cool," but I own the book.
That book is fire. And also, if you get bored, it's meant for you to read it at whatever part you fucking feel like, so just skip around.
Okay. All right, cool.
Huh?
Cool.
Just jump in.
Yeah, I would love to because I really was interested, but yeah, it was just a little bit of a downer, you know.
And see, I also own multiple copies of the 12 Caesars. I'll send you that.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Do you want me to send you the Iliad? I have multiple copies of that.
No, I think I'll survive without that, unfortunately. Yeah. I think I'll be good. I just need to load a bunch of manga onto like my iPad or something, and then I'll be good.
Will that work on airplane mode?
Well, that's why I gotta load.
Yeah, you have to download it to your
like Record of Ragnarok, the whole thing or something.
Fucking finally, we need to start. We need to start back Mangaku, whatever the fuck.
True.
I've been trying to get these two chuckle fucks to read Record of Ragnarok forever.
I've been reading them occasionally when TikTok
spoils everything. I don't even know what's going on half the time.
Every manga has like its own song that plays to it. It's fucking great. I like that My Hero Academia has gotten the Bastille Pompeii is their theme song, but the Hans Zimmer version. Like it's so epic. Funny. Yeah.
Bleach Boys read Record of Ragnarok at some point.
In the meantime, let's do chapter 22 of Care for Your Own World. This is Beefy Boy, tail end, last chapter. Lots of good information here. Now, to preface this chapter, if you have not already dipped out, there will be major spoilers for all things Soul King that will be coming up here. That will either interest you and you'll want to listen on, or maybe bow out. All right, just a quick heads up. Let's go with a quote from the very first part of the chapter, the first line. It says, "So this is the Ryoki, which is the Soul King. And it says, I understand how you feel, Your Majesty. What are you talking about, Hashwolf? I'm not feeling a shred of emotion from looking at this decaying grave." And then we go back. We pick up where we left off. Hisagi has arrived on the battlefield, and he is confused. Fucking confused. Kyoraku is fucked up, and now it looks like she's exhausted her spiritual powers. There's Quincy's, Arankars, Corpse Unit members. They are all appearing to be rather defensive than offensive. And Hisagi's like, the fuck did I walk into? Hisagi attempts to walk towards Kyoraku and is like, hey, what's up, my boy? And Shunsui turns and points his sword at him and is like, it's best that you don't get close to me right now.
He's smart.
Yeah. And this is when Hisagi, where I guess for the first time, meets Tokinada.
Yeah,
for the first time.
For the first time ever.
And he's like, hey, are you Tokinada? And he's like, firstly, disrespectful. It's Lord Tokinada. And Hisagi's like, listen, what are you planning to do, Hikone? Like, that's what he cares about. He wants to know, what is it you're planning? And Tokinada at this point is like, why the fuck do you care about Hikone? And he says, he's just a tool. He's a tool that I created to be the Soul King. I don't actually give a fuck about him. And the fact that he is quite literally willing to kill himself, he says it is quite dull. And Hisagi's like, the fuck, and gets pissed. He's like, now I actually want to kill you. Like, that's so fucked up. And this is when we get another quote here. This is from the book talking about, of course, your boy Tokinada. It says, the man in front of his eyes was an entirely different type of evil compared to Aizen and Yhwach. Since the incident with Tosen, Hisagi had been reluctant to speak of justice and evil as though they were simple dualisms. But Hisagi's instincts told him that the man named Tokinada was quite clearly evil.
Fucking dick.
Love it. Fuck Tokinada.
Yep.
But it's like what we talked about before, and I mean, you've alluded to, I think when we brought up Tokinada way back in the day, Pythes, that the difference with Tokinada, Aizen, Yhwach, where like Aizen, Yhwach, they got plans, you know, they got stuff, they have idealism, I guess. And Tokinada, time and time again, he just wants to make people despair. That's quite literally it. That's his whole game plan.
That's his thing.
He wants people to be upset. He's an internet troll. That's it.
Like, Aizen and Yhwach are by no means good people, but they have ulterior motives. They are trying to do something that they believe is good. Tokinada is just being a dick.
And Tokinada continues to kind of try to like bait Hisagi out here, and he's like, "Listen, I don't give a fuck. Like, listen, I think he tells him, you know what? Thank you for going to write that article about me. If you want to sit on the sideline, I'll let you watch. I'll maybe tip you a coin or something if you write a good article."
Me so mad. I'm like, oh, you're
and
such
Hisagi's
a dick
like,
for this.
I'm gonna fuck you up. Like Hisagi's getting ready to beat this guy's ass, and suddenly he's grabbed by Kyoraku and they disappear into the shadow. Which this is what I talked about earlier, where it's established that he can bring other people into the shadow. He's there with the Now as well, and this is where Kyoraku and Now they explain the situation. And I can only grasp that Kyoraku was like, okay, this is the real Hisagi, because Tokinada was like, the fuck are you doing here?
Yep.
Like, that was in the conversation. Tokinada was like, why are you here? And then Kyoraku's
where'd you come from?
That is really Hisagi. And inside, he's like, listen, the zanpakutō can mimic all the abilities. It has all the zanpakutō abilities. And to tell you the truth, we've all been affected by Aizen Kyōka Suigetsu. And it's like, we're in a real bad state down here. Real fucking bad state. And it's like, big disadvantage. And we are so scared to attack and basically have another Momo situation happen here. We are fucking terrified. And Hisagi's like, hey, listen, I know I'm weak. I don't necessarily stand a good chance against Tokinada, but what if I could steal his zanpakutō? Like, what if I could rip it from him?
Smart.
And that's when Kyoraku's like, well, you remember like your old nighttime routines that you would do in the Soul Reaper Academy? And that's when we cut back to Tokinada. And another thing we referenced earlier in the podcast, Tokinada is like firing off fucking fire everywhere, trying to get Kyoraku to come out. You're like, listen, I know you can hear me. Come the fuck out. There's shadows all over created by the flames. Like, just come out. And he's like, if you don't come out, I'll just make you watch this ragtag team that you assembled. I'll watch you meet their demise. That'll be it. And then this is when he goes to threaten Yoruichi. And he's like, listen, you know what might be good? What if I use your little fawn family zanpakutō and poke you with it all over? And that way you for sure suffer. And right before your max suffering, I'll deliver the final blow to you. And that way Soifan will be so devastated to hear that her zanpakutō was used to kill you.
Yup.
And it's just like Yoruichi still just smiles. It's just like, oh, you're such a fucking piece of shit. Yeah, still just like doing her thing. And this is when Tokinada senses spiritual pressure appear from the shadow behind him. And we see Kyoraku, Nanao, Hisagi, they've all returned. And Hisagi is standing there with his eyes closed. And Tokinada immediately realizes what the game plan they're going to, because obviously it's the first thing you would try when you see Aizen zanpakutō, is in order to keep him unaffected by complete hypnosis, they're going to basically use Hisagi as a radar to figure out where the real Tokinada is. Whether that be him hitting him, whether that be him shooting out his Shikai wherever he's going, they're going to use Hisagi to figure out when he has the real Tokinada.
Mm-hmm. He has the perfect zanpakutō for that because his shit is ranged and covered in chains.
Yep.
Yeah, true. Very true, actually. And Tokinada is like, all right, listen, I could still recover from this. It's not that big of a deal. He's not the best in combat. I just got to make sure I can survive long enough to use complete hypnosis to basically blend in. Because Hisagi is sensing him with the chains, with the spiritual pressure. And if he gets to know Hisagi a bit more, he could copy his voice. He could copy his spiritual pressure. He could figure out how he attacks. And he wants to full on kill all of these people, which we talked about earlier as well. But he's still trying to figure out how he can torture them before he does that. He doesn't want to just give them the easy way out.
He's legit the Joker right now.
Yes. And so Hisagi is like remaining calm during these initial attacks. He's shooting off his zanpakutō, Shikai mode, shooting it off everywhere. And he's thinking back to Tosen. It's always fucking Tosen with Hisagi. And he's thinking about how Tosen constantly struggled with probably his own rage and fear. And Hisagi's like, hey, like you said you were like, you've seen everything that's happened. You saw how Tosen died, right? And he's like,
when you brought that up, I was like, oh boy.
He's like, I saw it. It's like, it took me a lot of effort to get those bugs past like the research and development department, but I fucking saw it. And he thanks Hisagi for taking out Tosen, as he clearly had revenge against Tokinada plan. Mm-hmm. And he owes him. He's like, thank you for taking out that enemy of mine. And Hisagi's like, fuck you. Like, Hisagi's pissed. And I think it.
May I read the quote? Because this will be fuck that bitch. Says, when asked by Shuhei if he saw Tosen's death, yes, that really was deplorable what happened to him. I regret that I wasn't there myself. If only I had been there when you stabbed him through the head and Aizen nebulized him.
Dude.
I could have told him. Tokinada then narrowed his eyes with an expression that was the incarnation of wickedness itself as he continued. I could have told him that his friend's cries as she died were much more exquisite and disgraceful. That's all.
God, I hate that guy.
I hate him so much.
Yeah. We love Tokinada, guys. We love Tokinada. Let's go full 180. We love Tokinada.
I still say best villain in Bleach.
He just makes you hate him, like legitly.
Like, I can't hate Aizen. He's too cool.
You know, he's a Pythes. Let me put this in wrestling terms.
Yeah.
He's a great heel.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Aizen he's DX. He's the NWO. He was Kevin Owens when Kevin Owens was bad. He's Stone Cold because Stone Cold used to be a bad guy.
Brock Lesnar.
The current evil Roman Reigns. You can't hate him because Aizen's fucking cool. I even kind of
my favorite one, Edge. Mm-hmm. I mean the rated R superstar.
Rated R superstar.
Superstar.
That's how you think you know me.
Yep. God, I love that intro.
I even kind of like Yuha a little bit. I kind of just dig the old man with the mustache fighting with the kids.
Yeah, okay, fair.
But like I said, every time Tokinada does something cool, the way he's fighting with Kyōka Suigetsu is cool. He says some shit that makes me go, fuck you. I hate you so much.
He could have just been a cool guy, but then all of a sudden he opens his mouth.
It kind of works, right?
He's got some good questions where it's like, come on, like you didn't think about that? Like, come on. And then it's like, fuck, why didn't I think about that? And then he just slam dunks you.
But instead of Aizen would bring up a good question and let you think about it, he brings up a good question, then calls you a dumbass and tries to murder you.
Yup.
And then he talks about like fucking your dead wife or some shit.
Yeah, he goes right for the weak spots.
He's an affluenza kid. That's Tokinada's problem.
So Tokinada in this current fight, by the way, he's dodging, he is deflecting all of Hisagi's attacks in his Shikai, and Hisagi goes to attack Tokinada here again, and he is wounded by none other than Gen's zanpakutō, going fucking lightning fast, hitting him right in the shoulder. And Tokinada uses this as a perfect opportunity. Let's question Hisagi some more. And he's like, you've never thought about like why Tosen and Aizen did what they did? Like you've never once crossed your mind? And he's asked if he's ever used that deficient brain to ever think that Aizen may have been right. Like quite literally. And Shunsui's like, dog, what the fuck are we talking about here? He's trying to stop him. Clearly, you know, Tokinada is hinting towards something going on with the Soul King, with Yuha Baha, with Tosen, like why it is doing. Shunsui tries to intervene here. And this is when Aura appears, of all people, and slaps away Shunsui to let the story keep going. And she says that she wants Hisagi to hear the original story to judge whether Tokinada's new world is right or wrong. And Hisagi's like, why the fuck me?
Yeah.
why does that want to be me? And so Tokinada is like, all right, yeah, I'm game with that. Let's fucking go. And he reveals that basically all of the Soul Society is built on the sins of the 5 great noble clans, which is not the 4. And the Soul King was a sacrificial goat. And in the state that he's in right now, he's neither alive nor dead. And says that the Soul King was originally actually a protector back in the day, long, long, long ago, before Zanpakutō were even a thing. And he was born into the world with powers of everything, like an Ichigo, a Quincy, a Soul Reaper, and a Fullbringer. And the current 3 realms that we know now, they were only created by sacrificing the Soul King, the entity that we know, who was referred to as both a devil and a savior. And of course, who was it that sacrificed him? The 5 great noble clans, who Tokinada refers to as the 5 traitors.
Yup.
Mm-hmm. So while this is happening, real quick, before we continue on with the big revelation we're about to get, they're still fighting as this conversation is going on. Like, Shuhei is actively fighting with his eyes closed, trying to get all this stuff going on. And at one point, Tokinada also uses Omaida Zanpakuto to block Hisagi.
Yeah, I saw the Morning Star. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, let's go, Omaida. Well, but honestly, in what world would that be the most efficient choice to pull that out? Like, come on.
You need a ranged attack, I guess?
There's a million better options to pull out than Omaida's.
Sam, don't you understand that Omaida is someone that is beloved of Ichibei? Only someone with that kind of power and charisma.
Yeah, you're right. What was I thinking? You're right.
Yeah. So, I think
my mistake.
It was during this where they're actually describing how Tokinada's fighting, and with using Kyōka Suigetsu, and they're like, he makes them think he's shooting out Momo's fireballs, but actually he's just stabbing you with Shinso. So they're reacting to attacks that are wrong.
Yeah, hella
it's
smart.
So good. So good.
He's nothing if not a tactician.
Yeah, I mean...
You hate that you love him, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I hate that I love him.
Yeah, hey, sometimes you meet those people.
Yeah.
So we go now to all places. It is time for Squad Zero. What is it called? The Ryokyu, wherever the place they hang out. Orientation time.
Yeah.
It is time for orientation for all the new guards. This is quite literally, they lost so many of their guards that they have had to bring in new people. So they're going to tell them a story. They're going to tell them exactly what the Soul King is, what happened, just so everybody's on the same page. And luckily for us, that's exactly what we needed.
This is the part where I got to where I was like, I need to make these 2 assholes read this chapter right now. I'm not stopping.
So Ichibei is addressing the members of Squad Zero and the new recruits in the Ryokyu. And he's like, you know what? This seems like a good time. Let me reveal some dark history here. Let's air out some dirty laundry. And he says, in an age of chaos with no distinction between life or death, so you can quite literally just live forever. There's nothing happening. You're just doing your fucking thing. A powerful being emerged who could not only destroy hollows, restore Reishi, do the whole circle of life, but the being was the first Soul King, and he possessed, quote, near almighty powers. And I think he said omniscient. I'm gonna try that word. Whatever you just said.
Omniscience.
I don't think that's right. Omniscience. Who am I to say? He pronounced quite omniscient powers. And the 5 individuals with powerful abilities outside of the Soul King were the original founders of the 5 great noble clans. So the Soul King was super powerful, but there were other powerful people that were there, the 5 great noble clans, which, just to keep everybody up to date, included the Shiba family. So they decided, what better way? We have this all-powerful guy. Let's use his power. We'll create a new world. This is going to be great. This is going to be awesome. But because there were 5 clans, they each had their own different motives for doing what they were doing. But all of their motives, even though they were different, they all converged on that's a great idea. Let's fuck this guy up. Let's take him out. So they decide, let's separate the world into the Soul Society, world of living, Wekamundo as we know it. We'll establish clear boundaries between life and death. It'll be a 10 out of 10 time. It's going to be lovely. All they got to do is kill one guy. No biggie.
Plug up that hole. We got to make sure hell's not a problem.
Yep. So, of course, to achieve this, as we all know, they sacrifice the fuck out of the Soul King. They're like, this is going to be fucking awesome. And they're going to use his almighty power as we've heard a million times, the linchpin of the new world. And it says that when they confronted the Soul King, he didn't resist. He just was
saw
like,
it coming.
Whatever. And it says that he possibly foresaw some hope in this new world where like maybe this was a good idea. So he just let it happen. And of course, the ancestors were led by none other than the Tsunayashiro clan in this coup, in this defeat of the Soul King they were doing. And even after they had cornered him, he agreed to help. They feared the Soul King's power so much they trapped him in that crystal, the contradictory state of continuous life and death, so he could never escape. He was constantly neither alive nor dead. And they were still so fucking concerned with his powers, they began to mutilate his body. And that's where they removed his heart, legs, arms, internal organs, all to diminish his power and turn him basically into a figurehead that they could just use
That
for
was
their own
crazy that they went and dissected him like that.
Yeah, and it's all due to the Tsunayashiro family was so fucking scared. And this is where we get a nice little... they weren't all bad moments.
Not all of them, yeah.
The Shiba clan actually opposed this, and they originally sought to talk with the Soul King and like negotiate with him and see if they get him on his side. And even if that did not work, they sought to actually replace the Soul King with their own body. They were going to sacrifice themselves to be the linchpin, even though they probably don't have enough power to get it done. But all of that research the Shiba clan was doing, all of the effort, it was spoiled because the Tsunayashiro family was like, fuck it, let's just murder his ass. Let's just fucking call this a day and move on. The Tsunayashiro family, even though they were successful, even though they locked up the Soul King, even though the Shiba family didn't do their plan, was still so fucking salty that the Shiba clan wanted to do something else. They made it so that they were basically scrubbed from history.
Yep.
Any good deeds they did were fucking rocked out, and thus making them receive literally zero love, literally zero like recognition from the other noble clans. They just fucked them over. And this is when we go back to Ichibei, and he's like, quite ironic that Ichigo Kurosaki, a descendant of the Shiba family, appeared with just the right attributes to replace the Soul King, where it seemed like fate to them. And then quotes how even parts of the Soul King, like the arm, the left arm, the right arm, eventually made its way back to the Soul King as well. Whether that be through, like I think Pernida was the right arm?
Pernida was left.
I think it was left.
So even the left arm, even though it joined like Yhwach as an original Quincy, a Stern Ritter, it's that even he fought to make his way back, whether that be for an opposite thing. Then obviously we know how Ukitake's made his way back up there. So he said to say that the Soul King, even in that state, did not have a will would be wrong, because there's clearly something at play here with the Soul King. This is where we get a quote here. We go to the Kyogoku. And this is the starting quote. If Yhwach is the ancestor of the group called Quincy, then the Reo itself is the source of the Quincy's powers. Whether the Reo left a child behind before he was sealed away, or the power shredded away from the Reo took human shape and manifested itself, I do not know. Interesting. So kind of alluding to the fact that they don't really know if Yhwach was directly a child that he had beforehand, or if it is quite literally a shape of power that took human form.
It's just crazy.
I'm just gonna say, you remember from that, like the start of Core 2 when it cuts to Yhwach, that weird flashback, you do see a bunch of semen.
Yep.
Yeah.
The sperm.
And I don't know if that is metaphorical sperm or literal sperm.
True.
Maybe the Reo
the sperm could be many parts of his power coming together.
I was gonna say he just nutted in somewhere, and
he nutted right before he had post-nut clarity, and that's why he saw a good idea coming through.
Like, that's right.
It said they mutilated him. What did they cut off? Did they cut off a certain precious part?
Yhwach was the penis that came back in human form.
Hey man, in Greek mythology, Aphrodite rose from the sea foam after somebody cut off Kronos' balls and threw it in the ocean.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
No way, it was Kronos cut off Uranus' balls and threw it in the ocean.
Okay,
there you go.
A little bit of history know-how for you there. We go back to everybody's favorite Tokinada, who is reveling in the fact that he just revealed all this information. Like, isn't this fucking great? And he is still full on dodging all of Shuhei's attacks, and he is using Yamamoto's zanpakutō, just having a blast, having a good 10 out of 10 time. And Tokinada's strategy, basically, he is very aware of everybody's scaredness of complete hypnosis of Aizen's zanpakutō, and he starts fucking with them to the point where he's using the other zanpakutōs to make like clods of dirt, and he throws them out at them thinking that that's his actual form. Like he's like totally fucking with them, and he's just evading Hisagi with like minimal movement. He's not even trying. He's just doing his thing. And at this point, Tokinada starts to play his verbal game, and he's mocking the Soul Society as a whole, saying that the Soul King that they've all fought so hard to protect is just trapped by his ancestor. Like, my ancestor trapped your savior. Like, sorry. And he asserts that Yhwach's actions were an attempt to save his father and return the world to its original state, but he does not know which one was number one. He does not know which one he was actually trying to do. They're like, obviously he wanted both, but what was he really? Like, what was the main goal?
The real one?
So at this point, Tokinada tries to get Kyoraku now to like admit, like, listen, you surely know that's fucking true. Like, you know, listen, Aizen and Urahara knew he says they knew for over hundreds of years that was the case. He's like, surely you, Kyoraku, at some point learned that as well. And Kyoraku is like, I thought it was a fairy tale, you know, and he just like, listen, all I know is that if I don't stop you here, all the worlds will be fucked up. Like, that's all I fucking know. That's all I'm going to admit to. And this is where Kyoraku notices something weird is going on with Tokinada's spiritual pressure. And Tokinada is like, oh, so you've noticed it, huh? Like,
I like how he calls him out immediately. He's
Tokinada and Kyoraku are like best buds turned evil.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they just know each other so well. They're just like, oh, I knew you'd get it. I knew you'd get it. And that's when he reveals that the zanpakutō that Tokinada is using in Enkyōten is consuming his life force using a curse similar to the Issei family's Hakioken. And unlike others, basically in the Tsunayashiro family, once they found out that this curse was placed on this sword where it drains your life force every time you use it, they stopped using it. They're like, fuck that. We're not going to use it in Enkyōten. They're like, listen, we have the family name, Tsunayashiro. That's enough power for us. We don't want to use that zanpakutō. And it says, that was nothing for someone like Tokinada who would be willing to sacrifice his own life for his own pleasure. Yep. The other heads were like, nope. Tokinada was like, let's fucking like, go, baby. Like, this
give
is
it to me.
That shit was like behind a glass case that said break in case of psychopathy.
There you go.
And Hisagi this whole time, by the way, is still fighting with his eyes closed. Just full on fighting, communicating with his eyes closed. Doesn't want to get seen, but now he decides what else to throw in the mix. Not only am I dodging stuff, not only am I have my eyes closed, not only am I the radar for Tokinada, let's have a quick flashback about Tosen. This is a great time for me to have a flashback about Tosen. And we see Tosen basically exposing Hisagi to his Bankai. He's in full, complete darkness, and he wants to teach Hisagi the true nature of fear. Tosen explains that fear comes in many forms, and it's like, listen, if you don't know fear, we've heard Tosen talk about it a million times. If you don't have fear, we're no better than monsters. Mm-hmm. Like, fear is what makes you strong. And he's warned that if you don't have that, and he keeps telling Hisagi, like, you're not really feeling it. Like, you're not really, you gotta own that fear. And the flashback actually ends with this quote, which I thought was very good. He says, we must continue to carry our fear of the path we walk. Our pride is soul reapers, and we must protect the world itself. Because when we have a path we have yet to know, pride we have yet to learn, and a world we have yet to experience in front of us, we cannot expect that the ground we stand upon will be peaceful forever.
Pretty damn cool.
He got nuggets of wisdom when he wants to have
them. I mean, Tosen's a smart guy. Like, and I really like this part that we're going to get on here. We go back present day. Hisagi cuts back from the flashback, still fighting Tokinada. He's basically struggling with what he's just learned. He's like, that's a lot for me to take in right there. And Hisagi is thinking back to now his previous fight with Tosen. Mm-hmm. And he's like, that was actually really fucked up of me to fight Tosen, constantly telling him, like, I'm going to make you open your eyes, Tosen. I'm going to make you open your eyes. I'm going to. Yep. And he's like, I had no idea that the justice that Tosen upheld was so pure and, like, so honest that he was not trying to fix, like, he wasn't mad at the Soul Reapers. He was mad at how it became. Yeah. Like, he thought the very birth of the Soul King was so unjust, and that's what he was really going after. And Hisagi's like, I had no fucking idea, and I was preaching my morals, and I feel like an asshole. And that's when Tokinada is also shitting on, Tosen. And he's like, yeah, I mean, like, how could you not know that? Like, come on. And he's like, surely you know about the betrayal of his best friend's wishes and the inherent justice that he had, or the injustice he felt for Soul Society's history. And Hisagi is like, I get it. Totally understand. I still don't think Tosen's path was entirely correct, but I do get it more now. And that's when he's still thinking about, like, kind of fucked up about doing that. He's obviously was betrayed by the system. He didn't like the hypocrisy that it represented. not really. He didn't have anything against, like, let's say Hisagi or Komamura.
Yeah.
And I think Hisagi sees that now. And Tokinada is full on enjoying this turmoil that Hisagi is in. Like, this is great. Like, fucking finally. Like,
he's like, finally, I'm getting him to snap.
So confused, so looking back on his old guy. And he's like, you know what would add to this? What would be the perfect cherry on the top is if I use not only Tosen's, powers, but my ex-wife's power as well. And so he goes and uses fucking Tosen's power, doing the spinning rings, and he's like, this is gonna fuck Hisagi up real good. This is gonna be the perfect troll face to the end of the day. And Hisagi just full on, eyes closed, immediately blocks the whole thing. And it says like he moves his zanpakutō in a way that should have been almost impossible to him.
Even if he had his eyes open, I think that's what they say.
And he still just full on hears it going, goes bink, just knocks it off. And the chapter ends with a quote here, which I'm going to end with again. I think it's a perfect spot to end. The quote of the last bit, chapter 22, last chapter we're covering for this episode. A bastard like you who hasn't got any fear of death has no right to talk about Captain Tosen, which has been a strong subject throughout all the novels. Fear. And it even talked when we were joking about with Tokinada using the family sword. He doesn't got a fear of death. He's like, fuck it, I'll pay it. Like, let's fucking
he didn't
go.
give a fuck.
And now it's coming back. We're like, you don't have any fear of death? Fuck you. You don't get to talk about Captain Tosen. And that's the end of chapter 22.
So I only realized now when you were talking about it, this goes all the way back to like, why does Tosen hate all the shit that he does? Oh yeah, remember when he was hanging out with Aizen and Aizen was like, hey, let me tell you about some stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, Aizen told him everything.
I was like, oh yeah, he would know that.
Mm-hmm.
That might get me to turn, I'm just saying.
Pythes goes evil now. Damn it.
Yeah. And I think I skipped over a part where they're even talking about Urahara and the Hogyoku.
Yeah,
they're
talking about
why
using it on
would he
Ichigo.
create this Hogyoku if he knew what was like the Soul King?
Mm-hmm.
Why would he create it? What do you think it was for? And like Tokinada's trying to pressure him, like, if Urahara knew, like, what do you think? Like Urahara, when he was creating the Hogyoku, he didn't know Aizen was up to all this
use
shit.
it. Yeah,
he's like, he had no idea that he needed it for Aizen. He's like, so why do you think he was doing it originally? Like, and he was totally like prodding and like trying to use his inside. He's like, fuck, that's a good point. That's a good point.
He's like, well, shit, fuck me, man.
Yep.
All right, so we have reached a point I have been desperate to get to. So back pre Can't Figure Own World Bleach Boys, episode 11 of Core 2. Did you guys go back and watch that, or do I need to give you a refresher?
I didn't have enough time to go back and watch it, but I remember it.
Okay, so in that episode, it's the one with Ichibei and Yuha are having a
sitting at that long table, right?
Yeah, they're sitting at a table, and I mentioned, oh man, Ichibei lies like a motherfucker during this scene. And I had some people in comments, I had some people on TikTok like, no, he's telling the truth. I was like, you guys have no clue.
They haven't read it.
Yeah, because what does Yuha ask him? He says, hey, so the world used to be one thing, and now it's three. Who did that? And Ichibei just says, oh, the Soul King did that. And Yuha clearly doesn't believe him and goes, who brought the fear of life and death to people? And Ichibei, looking real creepy, says, oh, that was also the Soul King. And I was like, you lying motherfucker.
Yeah.
But, okay, now listen. And let's say this was Pinky Promise mode.
Mm-hmm.
Ichibei himself says that a lot of the stuff that occurred could be attributed to the will of the Soul King still. That's what he said. Even though it seemed like he was in a constant state of life and death, he's just a body. He's like, clearly with everything happening, Ichigo being drawn here, the arms coming back, the powers returning, you could argue that was the will of the Soul King, and it just finally...
I think at one point he says it was probably fate, but he has better plans for Ichigo, which is why he wasn't chosen in the end.
And he also, he said, what a coincidence, though, huh? Yeah. So I think he was lying. I think he was full on lying and just trying to test Ichibei, or not Ichibei, but Yhwach and see what he knew. But I think in a certain point of view, he could be correct.
Well, I'm going to quote fate here and say, just because you're correct doesn't mean you're right.
True.
What I was thinking when I was seeing all this stuff about basically how the Soul King was formed, the when Ichigo and 1,000 Year Blood War, the new anime only scenes we're seeing where he's training to take on this power of the Soul King, and he keeps
where he's in the
flashbacks.
Grass.
We see the guy holding the Soul King's body in the water. So the guy that we're seeing, the chubby man, that's the original Tsunayashiro guy, right?
Either that or the Shiba guy.
Right? Like,
yeah, it's got to be one of them.
It's got to be one of them. It's got, because I would assume it's the Tsunayashiro guy, because it looks like when we saw him, all the arms and shit were cut off.
Yeah.
But it could be the Shiba guy seeing it and be like, oh, fuck, what'd you guys do?
Like, shit,
But
we did this.
He looked evil as fuck. He looked like the bad guy from Sonic.
Eggman?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I saw that part, when we got there, I was like, oh, I can't say anything.
Because that's what it looks like, right? Because so surely if the Tsunayashiro family led this revolt to kill the Soul King, the flashbacks we're seeing with Ichigo and basically like this hunt, the flames, and then of course him holding the body in the water, it's got to be the original Tsunayashiro family. It's got to be
the original sin.
Like very for real. They were like, being in this one world system kind of sucks. Hollows are just appearing naturally, and they're starting to eat people. And this is a problem, and this thing called hell has just shown up, and this sucks. We need to do something about it. So they all teamed up to like make the Soul King. We're gonna split the world, and we're gonna make you do it. You're the linchpin. And the Shiba guy's like, that's kind of fucked up. Yeah, we gotta do it though.
Yeah, the Shiba guy was kind of like the little bit of the optimist
He's
guy.
got a little bit of morals.
Yeah, where he's like, I get the game plan, totally get it, but surely there's a way we can do it where we don't have to sacrifice the guy who's both referred to as like our savior and the devil. Like,
yeah.
Surely we can keep the guy who's been protecting us and find another way to do it.
It's really interesting. I love this chapter. I love all this lore. So now, when we do the rewatch of Core 2 right before Core 3 comes out, you're both going to be looking at shit and going, oh.
So you're saying our eyes have been open?
Yes. I'm saying, just like Bloodborne, you have eyes on the inside now.
Ooh,
I like it.
Amazing. Yeah, it's cool shit. And I also like, there was a little tidbit that was thrown around where it's like, this story is out there. Like, people have heard this exact story before, but it has been basically disassembled to this fairy tale. Like, it's not actually, like, even Kyoraku was like,
I thought it was a fairy tale. Yeah,
like, that's a fairy tale. Like, what you're about to say, it's not true. He's like, it's true. Like, that is the case. And even like I was like, people have heard it. It's a fairy tale, and that's kind of how they're running this smear campaign. When it's like, there are people that know that it's true, which Aizen and Urahara being two of them, and now Tokinada. He's like, it's fucking true.
And that's why it was so important, because Aizen actually saw the Soul King, he and Kisuke, somehow. We don't know how. Like, I can't imagine Aizen would decide to do everything that he did just off hearing a story. I imagine he had to get some kind of proof.
What I think from
I agree with that.
Well, I think from the story that we heard here with the Hogyoku, which I mentioned, it goes to show that Urahara found out first, and then it was Aizen.
Yeah.
So it was not like they were doing a buddy cop show and they both stumbled upon this treasure, whatever it was. But Urahara found out first, then it was Aizen.
And then it disgusted Aizen so much, he's like, I got to do something about this.
Yeah.
And Kisuke, Kisuke decided, maybe we should just leave things the way they are.
Yeah, well, I feel
just
like even
the
they were
balance of how
alluding
it
to
was.
potentially that Kisuke, much like the Shiba family, with the creation of the Hogyoku, was trying to find some solution to change that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe he was trying to use the Hogyoku as some sort of a power vessel to replace the Soul King, so they don't have to have this dead body, that they're basically using to power everything, that they could replace the original Sen. Where meanwhile, like you said, Aizen saw, he's like, fuck this world, that's so fucked up, like, we're gonna go back to how it was. Well, I don't think that wasn't Aizen's goal to go back to how it was. He wanted to take over.
He wanted to just change
he's
it.
like, I want to be the guy on the throne.
Yuha wanted to go back to the way it was.
There you go. Yeah.
But it's so interesting that Kisuke's plan wasn't, I'm gonna change things, it's, I need to do right by the Soul King, so we're just gonna make a new one? And we'll let this guy go free, maybe. And or die.
Yeah, we have no idea. And it's like, it's almost to the point, where like, I like Urahara a lot. And I say the same thing about Aizen. I like them both a lot. I feel like they're two low-hanging fruits, some of the best characters in fucking Bleach. I don't really want a story where we get inner monologue of Urahara. Like, I just don't want that, And it can be done because you kind of
you just don't want to know what was going on.
I don't want, I don't know. Sometimes you don't need to see how the food is made.
Okay, I see. Like, if you see how something is made, you might be
like,
grossed out.
I don't not necessarily from a grossed out thing, but it's like sometimes the mystery is good. Like, just leave it as it is.
You're like, what am I eating? Don't
I
care.
don't want to know the inner workings of Urahara's brain. I like kind of being like, why would Urahara? You know, like what is the reason?
It's kind of like why, like what we think. What's Aizen's Bankai?
Yeah, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Leave it as is. Like, I don't need to know everything.
The mystery is what is appealing.
Yeah. I have the perfect example. So people like Han Solo. He's pretty good in those original movies. You know what I didn't need? A Han Solo prequel movie.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a perfect example, actually. Perfect.
I don't need to know how he got the Millennium Falcon. I didn't need to know what the Kessel Run is. I didn't need to know how he met Chewbacca. I was fine with him just being the way he was.
Now, I will put a special asterisk. Let's say, excuse me, Urahara and Aizen did find out at the exact same time. Maybe they did some Mission Impossible to go see what the Soul King was. Then I'm in. But that's already been ruled out, so I'm not in it. I'm not in.
I would like to know how they saw him at least, but that's about it.
Yeah, I don't need a detailed explanation. I don't need to see 20 chapters of Kisuke being in the lab figuring shit out. But if they go, like, Kisuke to me feels like a guy that stumbled upon creating the Hogyoku because he was just fucking around and shit started to work, and he goes, "Well, this is neat," and then he's like, "I could use this later," because he's a naturally curious guy. Like he creates stuff with a purpose, but I also imagine he's just like, what if I put this thing and this thing together? Oh, this works.
Yeah, I think
I could definitely see that.
Like Aizen seems like someone with a purpose. Kisuke seems like he just stumbled upon the Soul King accidentally and went, oh, wow.
Well, I mean, they even talked about when they were fighting above the Urahara shop, whereas like Kisuke was just so excited that he got to try one of his mini scenarios when they were fighting above, and Hisagi's like, that is the man that he is. He is just like creates these things, just a contingency plan just to have, and then he is so excited that he gets to use it. Where Aizen is like, I'm doing this for this, and I'm gonna do it. Like, and Urahara's like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna create this. This is gonna be fun.
He's
this
like,
is gonna be
what if this happened? Hold on, let me type.
Yeah.
What if he's like, hey, what if I made a portable Gigai that you could blow up like a balloon? I'm never gonna do that. And then he fights
exactly like that,
and he gets to use it, and he's like, yeah.
Yep, exactly like
the real victory was using it.
Yeah.
But you know how his zanpakutō, like its Shikai, can shoot out like the red laser that goes on the ground? Like, it can also do the shield. I imagine that it could only do the laser at one point, and he's like, I bet at one point I'm gonna need a shield, so let's figure this out. And then he finally gets to use it.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. That's just the kind of guy that he is. Fuck. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Urahara.
What is sitting in Kisuke's storehouse that we never get to see? Does he have a mech?
He's probably got everything. It's just like the Batman, right?
Yeah.
It's just like he probably has fucking everything. Like, it just is.
He's just built everything down there that he would need.
I need a filler episode where they go to Kisuke's fucking creepy ass basement, right? And it's like that scene at the end of Indiana Jones 1 where they're putting away the Ark of the Covenant, and you just see
where there's just a bunch of boxes.
There was a filler episode where somebody broke into Mayuri's thing. I think it was Sinbon Zakura, when Sinbon Zakura broke into Mayuri's research and development. That was great.
That was a good episode. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't want that shit to be acknowledged at all. I want them to just be walking past shit, and it's like normal boxes, and then you see like a jet plane, the Mona Lisa, he has an atom bomb, and they're just like, Kisuke, where'd you get that? No, don't worry about it. We're fighting a sword beast.
Don't worry about it. I made those. Yeah, they're just props.
It's like, the door's right over here. Just come this way. Thank you.
Kisuke, did you bomb Nagasaki? Okay, listen.
Whoa.
That's a right turn. Jesus.
I didn't mean to go there, but hey, there we it was all Kisuke.
All right. Anything else, chapter 22, that you guys want to talk about? It was a lot of Soul King. I mean, there was stuff that happened that wasn't the Soul King, but most of that was driving
the bread and butter, or the meat and potatoes. Let's just say the meat and potatoes of all of that was definitely all of the Soul King stuff. And I just think it's funny that Squad Zero was just kind of hanging out talking about this.
Story time. Like, I'm upset that Ichibei didn't have a big picture book to show everybody.
Well, and also that one thing that I didn't mention when they're talking about the Shiba clan, what is the healing chick's name? Squad Zero?
Hikone.
She brings up Kaien.
Oh yeah, she does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she does bring up Cayenne.
Yep. So a little shout out to the boy Cayenne, who just is like the fucking ace of this series. He just died so fucking early on and just gets brought up all the fucking time. This guy.
I mean, if you were that cool, wouldn't you get brought up?
It's just Ichigo with black hair.
So to catch everybody up, so we're up to date. We are currently on Fuck That Bitch Tokinada 15. We'll see how far that goes next episode.
There you go. The perfect end. All right. We good?
I think we're good.
We're good.
All right. So we will be back 2 weeks from now. That'll give us enough time to completely read the rest of the novel. And then after that, I'll be going to Japan. So we hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you guys have any questions, if you guys got any revelations from watching it, let us know in the comments down below, of course. And then Pythes did have a fact-checking question. If someone can find the Eisen quote from the beginning of the book, let us know in the comments down below. Of course, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks for another episode, okay? Have a good one, everybody. Happy 2024, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye, everybody.
Tokinada.